Brian Dyer, and the pitching coach is Jordan Cafoy. And, of course, for your Green Bay Bullfrogs, field manager Chris Sabo, one of the biggest storylines of this young season for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. And the national anthem is about to get underway. We will step aside, come back for the first pitch and the remainder of the pregame show. You're listening to 107.1 WOCO.
Have you tried a brew pub pizza? Designed to be the best pub pizzas ever made, every brew pub Lots Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brew pub Lots Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brew pub Lots Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brew Pub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brew pub Lots Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Tired of running to the bank for every little check? You can save a trip to the bank with the convenience of mobile check deposit from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Snapping a picture with our app is as safe as depositing checks at one of our 7 locations. No more rushing to the bank before closing to make those important deposits. Visit snbt.com to enroll for mobile check deposit today. The Stevenson National Bank and Trust, 101 Bray Lake Way in O'Connell. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back, folks, here in Kenosha. The national anthem just ended here, and we're just about underway for some big top baseball battle. Of course, if you're unfamiliar with the Green Bay Bullfrogs and the Northwoods League, then you would not be familiar with big top baseball. Big top baseball, the owner of 4 different teams in the Northwoods League, and 4 of the better teams as well. The Big Top Baseball, home of the past 2 championships of the Northwoods League. Of course, this past season, the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters were the Northwoods League champions. The year before that, it was the Kenosha Kingfish back in 2015. Nonetheless, Big Top Baseball owns the Green Bay Bullfrogs, the Madison Mallards, the Kenosha Kingfish, and the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. And so whenever the 2 teams face off, there's a little bit more on the line than just a win or a loss. There's some bragging rights to it, and all the way from the players on the field, the coaches in the dugouts, and all of the interns, workers, and everything else, because they have a friendship, and there's a bond between all of the players or people within the organization as well. So a Big Top Baseball battle here, of course. There's a little rivalry between the teams, and we'll see who gets the best of this first season. Of course, the Kingfish coming off of a series against the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, who, of course, are owned by Big Top Baseball as well. So, nonetheless, they have their 3rd game in a row against a Big Top Baseball rival, and tonight it's your Green Bay Bullfrogs. So, coming up here very shortly will be Brett Bautista, the left fielder. He's going to step in and start things off for the Green Bay Bullfrogs in similar to the same position as his last night. Of course, Pleshner was the leadoff hitter. Brett Bautista, the leadoff hitter last night as well. The top 3 hitters in the lineup for the Bullfrogs, Brett Bautista, Aaron Pleshner, and Alex Pinner, have been the same for the past 2 nights. Pleshner finds himself hitting 2nd in the lineup for the 3rd night in a row. Of course, batting cleanup is Zach Plunkett. David Mayberry's 5th, Kyle Benio's 6th, Ben Challey's 7th, Ben Hart 8th, and Brad Hamilton will be 9th. If you missed the pregame show, I'm sorry, we went through everything. But nonetheless, we thank you for lending your ears, whether you're in the car, listening on the YouTube live stream, wherever you're at. We appreciate you listening in to this one. Again, we're just about underway here in Kenosha. It's a beautiful stadium, and it's a beautiful day for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky. The sun setting here in the west. Shadows casting from left to right from the press box. Sun kind of in the eyes of the Bullfrogs dugout. Nonetheless, this is a recently renovated project here in Kenosha. $1.8 million went into it this past year. Out in left field, there's a picnic area So it's a lower fence out there, just about 2.5 feet off the ground, maybe 3 feet nonetheless. And there's the twin disc Bambino boat out there in left field. The dimensions from left to right, 314. In the center, there's not a posting for it. And then on the right field line, 330. So a little easier out in left field. That's where the majority of home runs will get out of here, says assistant pitching coach Matt Ellenbest, who, of course, was on the team last season for the Bullfrogs. He's a player turned assistant here in Green Bay. We didn't get to finish talking about the coaches for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Chris Sabo, 3-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year back in 1988. And he finds himself in Green Bay, one of the biggest names throughout the league at this point. Played long history with the Cincinnati Reds, owned the nickname Spuds from Spuds McKenzie, the dog that was featured in a lot of commercials, had those black eyes or black spots around his eyes. And, of course, Chris Sabo, famous for his rec specs back in the day. And so Pete Rose, the hit king, gave him the nickname Spuds, and it's stuck with him ever since. In fact, if he sends you a text message, he finishes all of them off with Spuds. So an interesting guy, to say the least. He's all business. Very to the point about everything. And so far he's trying to get these Bullfrogs rallied up and trying. You got to think that having a former All-Star as your coach might, make you want to play a little bit harder, prove something to him. And that's Sabo right now jogging over to the third base side. He's not a field manager that sits in the dugout. He's coached third every single game this season. And over at first will be that assistant coach Matt Ellenbest, who was a pitcher last season for the Bullfrogs. His brother was drafted last season in the 2016 amateur draft. And as you Bullfrogs know, was on the team for the Bullfrogs as well. And the pitching coach is Chris Marston. Marston just finished his first season as head coach, second season as head coach at Principia College for the Panthers. He's excited for his time in Green Bay. Talked to him earlier today. He talked about how this is an opportunity for him to kind of get that minor league feel. Long bus rides, playing every day, limited days off, and he finds himself in a very experienced coaching staff. They'll be joined tonight, actually, by Mike Ramazzotti, who's the head of baseball operations, just finished his first year at San Diego University. So Brett Bautista will dig in for the Bullfrogs, and we're just about underway here in Kenosha. Brett Bautista steps in on the mound, of course, Davis Schwab for the Kingfish. He gets set, kicks his leg, and throws the first pitch of the 2017 here in Kenosha. Bautista watches the first one go by for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 offering, well outside and high. Bautista ahead in the count, 2-0. Brett Bautista out of San Jose State University, joined by teammate Aaron Pleshner as well, who's on deck. Schwab takes a kick of the leg and delivers. That one right down the plate for a strike, moves the count to 2-1. Bautista, a big-time hitter. He's a stocky guy as well. He stands at 6'190". The redshirt junior stands in for the 2-1. Schwab gives a look, kicks the leg, and delivers. Swung on, fouled away left side. Just misses our press box up here at Simmons Field. It's kind of cramped up here. We got 3, 6, 9, 11 of us up here. But nonetheless, a beautiful stadium to say the least here at historic Simmons Field. Schwab reads the sign and will call time. He'll step off the rubber. Bautista will take a little swing, step out as well, and he stands back in. Bautista suffered through some injuries this past season, redshirted due to it, and swings at the 2-1 pitch, a high bouncer off the grass. A great play by the shortstop, however, throws it over the first in time, and is the first out here in Kenosha on their home opener. Great play by Ben Troike. Troike scooped it off the high bounce, just caught the edge of the grass there, and it didn't fool Troike. He makes the easy play over at first. So now coming up to the plate is Aaron Pleshner, batting in that two-hole spot for the third straight game. Pleshner, the lone shortstop on this roster for the Green Bay Bullfrogs at the moment. First pitch he sees. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Aaron Pleshner, San Jose State University product. And has just finished up his sophomore season. He's a California boy from Redwood City, California. This past season had a solid year, batted .279 for the Spartans. 1-0 offering. Just finds the strike zone there. Pleshner almost thought that it might nip him, so he brings his hands back, but broke back inside, found that outside black, moves the count to 1-1. Kick the leg and the 1-1. That one's well high, even over the catcher head, Skoneski. Some interesting names on this Kingfish roster. Almost have to have a pronunciation guide for every starter on the lineup card. Mark Skonesny behind the plate. Bingert at first. Madej at second. Troy Key at shortstop. Warnicki at third. Jack Yalowitz over in left. Doyle in center. Manassa in right. 2-1 pitch. Inside for a ball. 3-1. One out on the board, nobody on here. We just got underway with the top of the first inning here for Kenosha's home opener. Great crowd, near sellout. The 3-1 offering. That one's high for ball 4, and the Bullfrogs have their first base runner of the night. And that will bring up Alex Pinner, the first baseman, batting in the number 3 spot for the third time in this short season. Managed a 2-run shot in his first at-bat as a Bullfrog, looking to do the same here and get the Bullfrogs out on the right foot here on the second game of their 4-day road trip. They'll face off against the Kenosha again tomorrow before they travel out to another Big Top baseball field in Madison on Saturday. First pitch Pinner sees is high for a ball, and the catcher Skonesny will go out and have a word with him. Alex Pinner, one of the better stories on this team. We'll highlight it a couple more times for you Bullfrogs fans that are just now getting used to the season underway. Alex Pinner wears the number 9 for the Bullfrogs. The sophomore infielder stands at 6 foot 205. This past season played for Scottsdale Community College all the way out in Arizona as a throwback to first to make sure that Pleshner's not going anywhere. He gets back safely. But he's transferring to Mississippi State University, of course known for its baseball school, and Pinner has the abilities to play there. Let me tell you, he's a great athlete. The 1-0 offering, that's high as well. So now 5 balls thrown in a row. Pinner ahead in the count 2-0. Alex Pinner, if you want to read his full story, you can go to bullfrogsprogram.com and check out his story about making it to the Division I ranks. The 2-0 offering, that one finds the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. One out on the board, runner at first here at the top of the first inning. Schwab trying to get into a groove here, his first night on the mound in a Kingfish uniform. Checks Pleshner at first, kicks the leg, throws back to first. Pleshner's back safely. Last night, his San Jose State University teammate was caught at first in between the bases off of a pickoff move, and Pleshner nearly got caught at third later in the game. The 2-1 offerings high and outside. That'll move to count to 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first here in the top of the first. It's opening night here for the Kingfish, home opener. Schwab deals a 3-1. That is outside of the strike zone, and that's the second straight walk for Schwab. And so runner in scoring position now for the Bullfrogs here early. Pleshner at second, and Alex Pinner will move over to first. Zach Plunkett coming up to bat now for the Bullfrogs. Zach Plunkett, the designated hitter. You watch him take batting practice and you realize why. He's got a lot of power behind his swing. If you're a Kingfish fan, watch out here. He's got a big swing on him. The Arkansas University product. Last season, played for TCU. has yet to record a game for the Razorbacks as he had a red shirt this past year after transferring. First pitch he sees is right down the middle, and he watches it go by for a strike, 0-1. Joe Schwab will step back up on the rubber. Penner and Plesner will take their leads at first and second. And Plunkett swings his back, awaiting the offering. Schwab checks second, comes home. Big cut at it. Missed it all, and he's down in the count, 0-2. Zach Plunkett at TCU played in just 39 games, struggled there, batted .167, managed 12 hits, 10 runs, and 8 RBIs there, but was a part of that College World Series team. The runner takes off from second. Plunkett, ground ball over to first base. It is enough to move the runners, but it's an easy decision for Derek Binger. Sabo sent both runners, and they safely got to second and third. It was a slow, chopping grounder over to first base, and Derek Binger scooped it up, just ran over, stepped on the bag, and retired Plunkett. Nonetheless, 2 runners in scoring position here with 2 outs up on the board in the top of the first inning. We're all tied up 0-0. Batting now for the Bullfrogs, David Mayberry, the right fielder. First pitch he sees is in the dirt low. Nearly gets away from the catcher, Mark Skanesny. He's able to find it in time. No harm done. Nonetheless, the count will move to 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on second and third. David Mayberry, the Daytona State College product, this past season was phenomenal for the Falcons. Batted .359. Schwab delivers. A big cut at the 1-0, misses it all. 1-1, 2 outs on the board, runners on second and third. David Mayberry not only led the team in batting average, led the team in hits, as well as RBIs, doubles, and on-base percentage. 15 doubles on the season. Managed to get 4 balls out of the stadium as well. The 1-1 pitch. Foul tip. That'll move it to 1-2. Mayberry, back in high school, was an all-state product and was a home run derby champion. When he got to Green Bay, he asked about the Northwoods League home run derby. He thought that he'd be a great candidate for it, that he thinks that he can win it. Granted, this past season for Daytona State, just 4 homers. The 1-2 offering well inside. Mayberry stuck in there. I would have ducked away from that one. That was close. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Deuces wild here in Kenosha. So Schwab stares down Mayberry and steps off the rubber. He wants to recollect himself. Penner takes the lead from second. Plesner takes his lead from third. Mayberry swings the back in anticipation. Schwab gathers himself, kicks the leg, delivers. The 2-2 pitch finds the lower outside corner, and the Kingfish strand 2 runners at second and third. David Mayberry goes down looking. It's a backwards K for Davis Schwab. We'll be back with the bottom of the first inning after this. You're listening to 107.1 WOCO. American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in O'Connell Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Simmons Stadium. My name is Nolan Knight, your voice of the Green Bay Bullfrogs. We're about to get underway at the bottom of the first inning. The Green Bay Bullfrogs left two in scoring position at third and second. David Mayberry watched 3 strikes go past him for the third out of the inning. Nonetheless, we're about to get underway with the bottom of the first. On the mound for your Green Bay Bullfrogs will be Alex Stodola. Alex Stodola on that temporary contract for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, trying to earn his spot. Stodola, the sophomore from Coleman, Wisconsin, not too far from Green Bay, plays for University of Wisconsin Stephen Point, the Pointers. This past season had a solid season for the Pointers. Posted a 4.74 ERA, went 3-2, and in 12 appearances, pitched just 15 innings. So most of those coming in relief. In 2016, he went 1-1 in 15 innings pitched and was an all-conference player throughout his high school days, all-conference player. So we're about to get underway here at the bottom of this first inning. We're going to look at the lineup here for the Kenosha Kingfish. Jack Yalowitz, the left fielder, is standing in right now. He's leading things off for the Kingfish here on their home opener. Watches the first one go by for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 offering outside evens things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs here. Nobody on here in the bottom of the first. Score is 0-0. The 1-1. That one finds the outside black. 1-2. It's a great stadium here. A lot of concourse area, a lot of games out for kids to play, both behind the stands on the third and first base lines. The 1-2 offering's well outside. That evens it up again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on. Yalowitz currently in his first plate appearance for the Kenosha Kingfish. The 2-2, big swing and a miss, strike 3, first out on the board, and it's the first strikeout of the season for Alex Stodola. So Yalowitz registers a strikeout in his first at-bat, and that'll bring up Connor Doyle. Connor Doyle playing center field today for the Kenosha Kingfish, batting 167 on this season, and 6 at-bats, has registered 1 hit. So his third straight start of the year. First pitch he sees, finds the strike zone, 0-1. Doyle out of the University of San Diego, so tomorrow will be facing off against his director of baseball operations in Chris Marstons. And the 0-1 pitch comes across, and Doyle watches it go by for a strike. He's behind in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 offering, swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 straight strikeouts for Stodola. And so that will bring up Mike Madej. Mike Madej, batting 286 on the year and 7 at-bats, has 2 hits, 2 runs, and a home run on the season. The only Kenosha Kingfish to hit a home run so far. So he digs in, facing off against Alex Stodola, the Stevens Point product. The delivery, well outside for a ball, 1-0. Then Challey playing up close at third base. And Madej digs back in with an open stance. Stodola takes a breath and delivers. Breaking ball inside. That'll move the count to 2-0. First time that Stodola has been behind in the count. Bottom of the first, score all tied up 0-0 here. The Bullfrogs left 2 stranded in the top of the second at second and third. Top of the first, rather. The 2-0. That one's high and away. Ball 3. Madej, the Purdue University product, Facing him off against Stadola. 3-0 pitch right across the middle. Madej takes it for a strike. 3-1. 2 outs, nobody on. A little bit of a breeze here. Wouldn't call it wind, however. An absolute gorgeous day for a home opener. The 3-1 offering high and away. Ball 4. And he will let Madej get a base over at first. Not the worst thing in the world, as Madej, of course, the second best batter on this Kenosha roster and the only player to hit that home run. And so that'll bring up Tyler Paulson. Paulson batting .222 on the year, 2 hits and 9 at-bats. Has 1 RBI to his name so far this season, but 4 strikeouts. He leads the Kingfish in that infamous category. Watches the first one go by for a ball, 1-0. Last 5 pitches by Stadola. 6 pitches, rather. 5 of which have been balls. 1-0 pitch. Beautiful breaking ball. Finds its way back into the strike zone. Moves it to 1-1. Madej stands at first safely. 2 outs on the board. The 1-1 offering. Another breaking ball finds the strike zone. 1-2. Stadola showing off his skills. So Paulson will dig back in, step in, supporting the red batting gloves. Stadola stares him down, delivers the 1-2, fouls it away, nearly got past him. Paulson was a little late on it. Nonetheless, fouls it away back into the backstop. The ball boy will run over, pick it up, and run back to the dugout. Count will stay at 1-2. Brad Hamilton, the catcher tonight for the Bullfrogs. Been noted for, and he calls a pretty good game. Stadola stares him down. The 1-2 offering, swing and a miss, strike 3. Alex Stadola with 3 strikeouts to start the game. That will retire the first inning. We'll move to the top of the second after this. The Bullfrogs are all tied up 0-0. You're listening to 107.1 WOCO.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dahl, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Bullfrogs all tied up with the Kingfish 0-0. They've left 2 stranded at second and third. After 2 walks from the starting pitcher, Davis Schwab, Zach Plunkton moved them to second and third. And then managed a nice backwards K to end the top of the first. Bottom of the first, however, great pitching from Alex Stadola. 3 strikeouts, all of which were swinging. And so we move to the top of the second. Davis Schwab on the mound still for the Kingfish. Due up for the Green Bay Bullfrogs, Kyle Bino, Ben Challey, and in the hole, Ben Hart. A lot of Bens in this lineup. Kyle Bino, Ben Challey, Ben Hart. all due up this inning for the Bullfrogs. Kyle Bino last night hit a 2-run shot in the top of the second to put the Green Bay Bullfrogs ahead in that ball game. They would eventually lose that one 5-3 out in Wausau. So he digs in. Schwab delivers. That one's low at the knees. Moves the count to 1-0. Ben Shalley on a temporary contract for Green Bay. A foul tip on that one moves the count to 1-1. Ben Shalley, a player to keep your eye out for. I mentioned a very successful player. Had that 2-run shot. Ben Shalley out of UW Milwaukee. Swings at the 1-1 pitch, and it's a base hit for Ben Shalley. Proving his worth here in Kenosha tonight. Swings at the 1-1 pitch, hits it right side, lands safely in the outfield, and that's an easy base hit for Green Bay, the first hit of the day. So that'll bring up Ben Shalley. Got behind on that one. Or ahead, rather, it would be. Kyle Bino from Youngstown State. Hits one out right field for a single. Now comes up Ben Shalley. Ben Shalley out of UW Milwaukee. Watches the first one go by. Throw back to first. Bino back safely. Kyle Bino, the sophomore out of Youngstown State, gets a hit up on the board for the Bullfrogs. And now Ben Shalley sets in for Green Bay. Another pickoff throw over to first. Bino back safely. The 1-0 pitch outside for a ball. 2-0. No outs on the board. Kyle Binos stands safely at first. Top of the second inning, all tied up 0-0. Schwab stares down Bino and delivers. That one's outside. 3 pitches, 3 balls. Ben Shalley ahead in the count. Shalley this past season for UW Milwaukee had a great season. Batted .327 in 46 games. Recorded 23 RBIs. Swings at the 3-0 pitch and fouls it away. Nearly hits a fan over there by the concession stand. No harm done. Looks like everyone's okay. A lot of concession area here in Kenosha. Great place, great night, really, to come out to watch a ball game. The 3-1 offering swung on, fouled away in very similar area this time. It's off the top of the concession stand. So that moves it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bino safely at first, no outs. All tied up 0-0. David Schwab stares down Bino at first. And the payoff pitch swung on. Line drive, frozen rope out to right center field. And that's the first out of this top of the second inning. Kai Bino got a good read on it, and he scampers on back to first. So that'll bring up Ben Shalley playing third base today. Ben Hart. That time I got behind. Ben Hart, in his opening debut in Green Bay, hit a triple and a double. Came around to score 2 times as well. Last night, however, not so lucky. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a little blooper over the first baseman head, and they're going to send the runner over to third. He gets there safely. Kyle Bino, not the fastest bunch, but manages to slide in safely at third. Chris Sabo mentioned pregame that he wanted to be more aggressive, that he hasn't really stolen that many bases yet. The Bullfrogs just one stolen base this season. But Kyle Bino with some solid base running there, eyeing down Sabo around the bases, slides in safely. It was a good attempt at a throw over to third, but not in time. So runners on the corners now with one up on the board after the single from Ben Hart. First pitch swung on from Brad Hamilton, and that'll be a 6-4 out. They try to go for the 6-4-3 double play, but the throw not quite on target. But tell you what, it was enough from Brad Hamilton getting his first start today as the catcher. Just all he needed to do was get the bat on it, do anything besides hit it straight to the shortstop. That's what he does. The Kingfish can't complete the double play, and so the Green Bay Bullfrogs get up on the board. So it's an RBI for Brad Hamilton. So that'll bring up back to the top of the lineup, Brett Bautista digs in. Little check swing over towards the right side. Running on it is second baseman Mike Madej. He scoops it up, tries to throw it in first, but Brett Bautista beat out the throw. So the Green Bay Bullfrogs sneak one out there, and Bautista gets over to first. So just like that, that'll bring up Aaron Plesner, the shortstop. Plesner last night for the Green Bay Bullfrogs managed to get on base just once by getting walked, but besides that went 0 for 3. His last time up was walked and managed to get all the way to third before being stranded. So Schwab checks the runner at second, comes home. That one right down the plate, strike one, 0-1. Davis Schwab seems worried about the runner at second, gives him a long look down before stepping on the rubber. Aaron Plesner digs in. Schwab takes a gander at second, comes home. That one high and away for the first ball. Evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs up on the board, and runners at first and second. Ben Hart stands at second, and Brett Bautista at first. That ball swung on, slow chopper to the second baseman, Mike Madej, where he scoops it up and he realizes, hey, I'm right next to the bag. So he stumps his foot on it, records the third out, and retires the top of the second. But not before the Green Bay Bullfrogs managed an RBI fielder's choice from Brad Hamilton, and they get on the board. They lead the Kenosha Kingfish 1-0 here in Kenosha on their home opener. Stay tuned. You're listening to 107.1 WOCO.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative where many of the services are low cost or no cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecourt Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, O'Connell, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Simmons Field here in Kenosha. Nolan Knight here, voice of the Bullfrogs, calling everything for you. Thanks for tuning in to 107.1 WOCO, and of course on the YouTube live stream. If you Google WOCO Sports, you'll find it. Also, we have it, the link tweeted out on our Twitter, GB Bullfrogs. That's GB Bullfrogs. We'll have live tweets as well for you at the top of every inning as well. If you're just joining us, you missed the Bullfrogs' first run of the game. They lead the Kingfish 1-0. Came off an RBI fielder's choice from Brad Hamilton with one out up on the board and a runner on the corners. Really needed to do anything besides hit it straight to the shortstop. That's what he did. But the Kingfish can't complete the double play, and it managed the Bullfrogs a run. So now coming up to bat for the Kingfish will be Alex Manassa. Alex Manassa, the right fielder today. Manassa supporting the number 4 on his back, and it's Alex Stadola still on the mound after coming off a 3 strikeout top of the bottom of the first rather. The 1-0 pitch was swung on and grounded straight to the shortstop, Ben Hart. It's an easy little toss over to Penner. He squeezes it and gets the first out for the Bullfrogs. So far, 5 batters faced for Stadola, 4 retired. Derek Bingert comes up to the plate now for the Kingfish, the first baseman supporting the number 23 tonight. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a chopper right up in the middle of the field, and that's going to find the gap and be the first base hit here at the home stadium of the Kingfish for Kenosha. Derek Bingert with the first hit for the Kingfish tonight, and he finds himself safely over at first. And so coming up to the plate now for the Kingfish will be the third baseman, Anthony Warnicki. Plays for Bradley University, has yet to record a hit for the Kingfish. Stadola steps off the bank, steps back on. Both players recollect themselves and stand in. Stadola glances over at first and delivers. First ball he sees, breaking ball, finds the strike zone, 0-1. Warnicki. Anthony Warnicki batting .200 this season. 5 at-bats, has recorded 1 hit. It was a double. 0-1 pitch comes across for a ball. Evens it up 1-1. Warnicki from San Diego City. Swings at the first pitch he sees, misses it. First pitch from the 1-1 he sees. That moves it to 1-2. 1 out on the board. Runner over at first. And Derek Bingert. Anthony dinks back in. A sophomore left-handed hitter. Throws right-handed. 1-2 pitch, well away outside. 2-2. Warnicki, pretty tall, lengthy guy. 6'3", 175. Supports some hair on him, that's for sure. A long, blonde, San Diego-type haircut on him. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Moves it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stadola not overthinking things. Takes a big breath, recollects himself. Derek Bingert stands safely at first. Bullfrogs lead the Kingfish 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Stadola delivers the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The 4th strikeout of the day for Stadola. All of which beating the batters. All go down swinging. So that'll bring up Mark Skonesny from the University of Illinois, playing catcher today for the Kingfish. A lot of players from the Illinois state, or Illinois, depending on where you're from. I think people from Illinois say Illinois, but from my background in Virginia, most people throw the S on there. Granted, in my defense, there is an S on the spelling of the name. As Skonesny watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Some players from NIU, some players from Illinois State on the team as well. 0-1 pitch, well inside. Skonesny scoots away from it. 1-1. Samuel Vega plays for Northern Illinois University. I'm curious if he's met Ty Janrowski yet. Janrowski, the very recent commitment to NIU. Nice breaking ball there, finds the strike zone, 1-2. Most recent commitment for NIU, 3 days before the start of the season, Jandrowski made the announcement over his Twitter page. The 1-2 offering. Low and in the dirt. Hamilton, good job blocking it there. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at first. And a banger. Skineski digs back in, has yet to record a hit for the Kingfish. The 2-2. That one gets away from Brad Hamilton. Runner takes off from first, and he's going to get to second safely. There's already a pitch had kind of gotten away from Stodola. That one, Hamilton can't block cleanly. He has to run over to it in time. Looks like he might be able to throw it to second, but he slips trying to pick it up, and the runner gets to second safely. So, runner in scoring position for the Kingfish here. In the bottom of the second, they trail the Bullfrogs 1-0. Stodola takes a deep breath, checks the runner at second, looks back home and delivers. That one inside for ball 4. And so runners at first and second now. Brad Hamilton's going to go have a word with his pitcher, Alex Stodola. They have 2 outs on the board. All they got to do is get 1 out and get out of this inning unscathed. Or was 1 strike away that time. So that'll bring up another Illinois native, Illini, if you will, Ben Troike. Troike playing shortstop today for the Kingfish. Troike, the freshman out of the University of Illinois. Batting right behind his teammate in Skanesny. He's trying to advance him here. Stodola checks the runner at second, comes home, swings at the first pitch he sees. High pop-up foul territory up and out of the stadium. Moves the count to 0-1. So 1 count. And Troike will step back in here. Kingfish with their first runner in scoring position at second. The 0-1 offering. That one finds the strike zone. 0-2. So Troike behind in the count here. Bullfrogs trying to get out of this one. First time they've seen a runner in scoring position. All the infielders playing at normal depth here, as well as the outfielders. The 0-2 pitch, low and away. First ball that Troike's seen. 1-2 count. First road trip of the season here for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Had to travel out to Wausau last night, about 100 miles from Green Bay, and then travel back last night. Wake up this morning to face off here in Kenosha. That went off the netting and into the stands, and a lucky fan grabs it over here on the right field side. There's a nice little seating area that you can use the top of the dugout where the Bullfrogs are sitting to almost use as a table. Very close to the action there. That fan sitting over there grabs the foul ball. So a 1-2 count here. 2 outs on the board. Runners at first and second. Bullfrogs lead the Kingfish 1-0. Stodola checks the runner at second and delivers. That ball swung on. It's a high pop-up in shallow right field. In fact, Ben Hart's going to get over to it and grab it. The sun was in his eyes there. He's got sunglasses on top of a hat, looks like, but he didn't need them. And nope, he's got them on his eyes, and he used them there. Nonetheless, he retires the second inning. We're going to move to the third. You're listening to the WOCO live stream, and you're listening to 107.1 WOCO. Stay tuned for the third. Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Simmons Field here in Kenosha. Sorry for the quick delay there. And with that being said, thank you to all the fans that managed to tune in yesterday despite our technical difficulties. For all of you that have been tuning in on WOCO, we had some problems with the mic. We couldn't quite figure out where the input was coming from. Figured it out today. Turns out we had a cord sitting in the toolbox the whole time. We just wouldn't plug it in. We did today, and I think the audio quality has been a lot better. And so hopefully you can listen to your Green Bay Bullfrog baseball a lot more clearly here in the WOCO station 1071 and on the YouTube live stream. You can look that up on WOCO Sports Radio. Coming up to bat now for the Bullfrogs will be Alex Pinner. Last time up, managed to get over to first safely by getting walked before he was stranded at second. Alex Pinner, of course, one of the two Bullfrogs to hit home runs this season in this very short season. He swings at the 1-0 pitch, fouls away left side, and that will move the count to 1-1. Alex Pinner, the recent MSU commit, as we've talked about a few times this season. If you don't want to check out the program, although I have encouraged you to do it a few times, he talked about how going to JUCO, the plan the whole time was to try to make it to the Division I ranks as he swings at the 1-1 pitch and misses it. He talks about how he knew that this school would be able to give him not only to get physically better, but mentally prepare himself for the game. And sure enough, he did just that. 22 homers in his 2 years there at Scottsdale Community College. As he watches the 1-2 pitch go by for a ball, he was up to count 2-2. Of course, Scottsdale, home of the Fighting Artichokes, but is to fare well enough to find himself now at an SEC baseball school well known for its program. 2-2 pitch runs high, full count now. He gave a lot of credit to his brother as well as his coaches throughout high school, who encouraged him to go to the junior college ranks to work on his skills. The payoff, that one run high as well, and so Alex Pinner will get over to first safely, two plate appearances in a row. And so that will bring up Zach Plunkett, the Arkansas University product. Still waiting to get his first at-bat in an Arkansas jersey. As we have talked about, the recent transfer for TCU. Zach Plunkett, quite the character as well. If you haven't seen the video of him on the Dash Alito's hot seat, go check it out. It is hilarious. Swings at the first pitch he sees, misses all of it. 0-1. I think the best line throughout that entire video is I ask him what's his best pickup line is, and his response is, well, I'm a baseball player. So Alex Pinner over at first, 0-1 count, no outs on the board. Bullfrogs lead 1-0 here in the top of the third. Watches the 0-1 go by for a strike, and he'll step out and recollect himself. Supporting some new batting gloves. Had been wearing the neon orange, tonight wearing the all whites. He takes a practice swing, digs in. Schwab checks the runner at first and delivers. 1-1, big cut at it, missed it all, however. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Zach Plunkett still wants to record his first hit in a Bullfrogs uniform. Last night did not find himself in the lineup. However, on opening night, managed to get on base twice with base hits. Managed to get on base twice with walks. Zach Plunkett did manage an RBI, however, off of the walk. The bases were loaded. So the 2-2 offering, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Zach Plunkett's struggles continue, still looking for that first hit. Head into his fielder's choice the last time up. So that will bring up David Mayberry, who is the beer batter tonight for the Kingfish, meaning that if he strikes out, then it's half-price beer for everyone in the stands. And sure enough, he struck out looking last time up. Of course, you Green Bay Bullfrogs fans are familiar with the half-price beer batter. It's always a fun time when you get to watch 6-year-olds scream half-price beer. Throw over to first. Alex Pinner slides back safely. Schwartz has been worried about Pinner both times that he's been on base. He's thrown over there. Schwab, looks over at first and delivers home. That one runs just a bit high. Mayberry watches it go by. Mayberry, the Daytona State product, has fared well so far in the short season for the Bullfrogs, batting .286 and an RBI to his name. The 0-1, that runs high as well. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Mayberry, of course, for the Falcons has just been phenomenal. They had a good year as well. Made it to the National JUCO College Regional Championships before getting knocked out. And a big cut at the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That moves the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first. Of course, that region is Region 8 down there in Florida, Daytona. Not a bad place to play some JUCO ball. I'd love to beat it down there. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got ahead of myself there. Not the third strikeout up on the screen. The second, rather. And so that makes the count 2-2. I thought that I was taken aback by the last 2-2. I didn't think that one got by him. So the fans here in anticipation for some more half-price beer. The 2-2. Alex off from first. Chopper to second. And he manages to scoop it up right at the back, stomp his foot on it, throw it over to first, and it's an easy snag from Bangert. And just like that, it's a 4-3 double play. Manages to scoop the first one out, get tag on the bag unassisted, and throw it over to first. And that will do it here for the top of the third. The Bullfrogs lead the Kingfish 1-0. Stay tuned for the bottom of the third. Alex Dodola will stay on the mound for the Bullfrogs. You're listening to 107.1.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Field here in Kenosha, Wisconsin, at the absolute, not just historic, but beautiful historic Simmons Field. Great stands here on the right and left sides. Seats instead of bleachers. There's some nice concourse seating as well. You get a table, and there's a lot of seating down there. Not a bad place to watch a ball game at all. We talked about the weather here as well. I mean, I feel very comfortable here in a polo and khakis. That's, I think, the best type of weather. One of the reasons I came up there, Wisconsin, not to worry about the hot summers. Of course, it gets warm, but much better than warm than a hot, humid summer. Nonetheless, new batter up for the Kingfish is Yalowitz. Watch the first one go by for a ball. Last time up, went down swinging, was the first strikeout victim of Stodola. He's got 4 today. Watches the 1-0 pitch go across for a ball as well. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Yalowitz with an open stance. The right-handed batter stands in. The 2-0 delivery, that one runs high. That's some chin music. He had to lean away from that one. So he's ahead in the count now. 3 balls, no strikes, no outs here in the bottom of the third. Nobody on. Bullfrogs lead 1-0. The 3-0. And that runs high as well. 4 pitches here in the bottom of the third, all for balls, and the Kingfish have another runner on the base pass. So that will bring up Connor Doyle, the center fielder. His last time up was struck out as well. A part of that first inning where we saw Stodola strike out, get all 3 outs by himself. 3 strikeouts. He's got 4 in the ninth. And so Connor Doyle will step in, the right-handed batter, supporting some blue batting gloves. The Kingfish tonight in some beige uniforms and royal blue. A very smooth look so far. I'd have to give probably my favorite uniform, of course, outside of the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Bullfrogs in their Boys and Girls Club jerseys, alternative jerseys. It's almost a Aztec look to it. The 1-0 pitch nearly tagged Doyle there. I don't know if I would have stood in on that one. That was a fastball well inside. Stodola with 22 strikes, 22 balls on the night, reaching 44 pitches here early in the game. The 2-0, and that does not come off of the batter. Got away from him. I thought it had come off of the shoulder there of Doyle, but Doyle's still standing in the batter's box, so maybe not. Must have came off the glove of Hamilton there. And so with that, now 7 pitches have been thrown in the bottom of the third, all of which for balls. Stodola trying to get into a groove here. Bullfrogs don't have anyone in the bullpen, however. So runner in scoring position now with no outs on the board for the Kingfish. The 3-0. That's inside as well. So now 8 pitches in this bottom of the third, all of which for balls. Brad Hamilton will come up and have a word with his pitcher in Stodola. And still nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Bullfrogs. In fact, shortstop Aaron Plesher is going to come in and talk with Stodola as well. I'm curious what they're talking about here. Of course, this team, I think, has meshed very well together so far early in the season. They're a hoot to listen to on the bus rides. I've already developed some friendships and a lot of goofballs on this roster. Stodola comes home. That one outside as well. That count up to 9 balls in a row here for Stodola. Up to bat now for the Bullfrogs is Mike Madej. But Madej managed to get on base his last time up in the bottom of the first with a walk. Mike Madej batting .286 on the short season with an RBI on the year. Watches the 1-0 pitch go by for a strike, and the ball count finally gets back, and it evens the count up 1 ball, 1 strike. Rather, Stodola finally gets back in the strike column, I should say. As the sun starts to set here just about in Kenosha. Stodola takes a breath, checks the runner at second, comes home. That one swung on. It's a little chopper left side. Blooper, rather. It's in foul territory. No play on it from Ben Shelley. And that'll move the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs on the board. 2 runners on for the Kingfish. Runners at second and first. Those would be Yalowitz and Doyle. They got on base in order. Mike Madej has started both of the games the past 2 games, rather, I should say. And 7 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 runs, a homer, and an RBI. 1-1. Swung on, fouled away, hit right back up on the plate there, and bounced back towards the backstop there. Ball boy runs over to it, and he'll jog his way back over for a short break in play here. Madej steps back in, open stance, left-handed hitter. Stodola, the righty, takes a breath, takes a look at second, and delivers the 1-2. Breaking ball outside, evens it up, 2-2. So Madej will step back out, adjust his helmet, step back in, and Stadola will stare him down. Stadola takes a look at the crowd, looks back at the batter at the second base bag, and comes home. That one well outside. That one got away from him. Looked like he was worried about the runner at second almost. That one got away from him. Nonetheless, full count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one not even close to the bag whatsoever. You can tell it either slipped on him, something maybe got in his eyes, unsure. Nonetheless here, 3-2 count, no outs on the board. Big opportunity here for the Kingfish. Madej digs in. Stadola checks the runner at second. The payoff. Well outside, and he'll load the bases. 3 straight walks from Stadola. And that'll bring up Tyler Paulson. Paulson was one of the strikeout victims earlier in this one. Paulson, a lot of power on his swing there. Apparently, his first batting practice was turning heads here. Talked with the broadcaster here for the Kingfish. He talked about how he's a player to watch. Very similar to what I have described as Zach Plunkett, who has a lot of power. And when I had mentioned that to him, he lit up and talked about Paulson. However, Paulson batting just .222 on the year for the Kingfish. Granted, that is just in 2 games and 9 plate appearances. He has 2 hits, one of which was an RBI. Opportunity to give the Kingfish the lead here. 2 runners in scoring position, the bases loaded, no outs on the board. Stadola takes a big breath and delivers. Swings at the first pitch he sees, and it finds the gap between Aaron Plesner and Ben Challey. 1 run scores, and there's the second. The throw to second, not in time, and so it is a great at-bat for Paulson, who had kind of struggled previously, batting just .222, and that time absolutely has a great at-bat. Brings 2 runs in after a great hit just between the gap of Ben Challey and Plesner at shortstop and third. And so just like that, the Kingfish take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. And that will bring up Alex Manassa. Grounded out to second base his last time up. 2 runners in scoring position here. It takes a big cut at their first one. That pitch was inside. Probably like to have that one back. Nonetheless, he's down the count 0-1. If you're just joining this, Kingfish take a 2-1 lead here off of a 2 RBI hit from a great player. Good job there by the third baseman, Challey, to stare down the runner at third and grab the out over at first. Penner squeezes it for the first out of the bottom inning.
Number 23, first baseman, Derek Hager.
So that will bring up the new batter for the Kingfish. And Derek Binger managed a base hit his last time up. Binger out of Bradley University. Stadola takes a deep breath and delivers. That one found away left side. In fact, gets some backspin on it. Bounces all the way back to the Kingfish dugout. So 0-1 count here. Bullfrogs trail the Kingfish 2-1 after a 2 RBI hit from Tyler Paulson. Runners standing at second and third. Opportunity here for the Kingfish to add a couple more. Binger swings at the 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one back as well. He's behind the count 0-2. Standing on deck is Anthony Warnicki. He struck out his last time up. Stadola stares down his catcher in Hamilton. He gives him the sign, agrees with it, takes a breath, checks the runner at second, and comes home. That one just a bit low. Moves the count to 1-2. Sun's setting here in Kenosha. Nice shadows on the field here. Currently at a spot where it's not affecting Stodola at all. You give it about 5 minutes, that sun's going to be right in his eyes. The 1-2. That one, in fact, doesn't even make it to the plate. Bounces towards Hamilton. Great job there by Hamilton to stop it from getting behind him. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out up on the board. Runners at second and third here in the bottom of the third. Bingett yet to record a base hit for the Kingfish as he fouls away the 2-2 pitch up and away out of the stands here. He'll stay at 2-2. Bingett playing in his second game in a Kingfish uniform. Went 0 for 3 in his last appearance with a strikeout. The 2-2. That one fouled back into the netting. If that's not there, that's going to come up and hit me right in the face. So Stodola will recollect himself. Solid job here by Bingert staying alive, fouling off some balls he doesn't like. It's 1 for 1 on the day. So he's 1 for 4 on the season. Stodola delivers the 2-2. That ball swung on. Fly ball deep in left field. It's a no-doubter. 3-run shot for Derek Bingert, and the Kingfish take a 5-1 lead here early in the bottom of the third. Wow, what a hit. Bingert swings at it, cranks one deep into left field. Doesn't matter if that fence is 2 feet or maybe 25 feet. In fact, that's in the neighbor's yard. It's out of here. What a hit from Bingert. He stands in there, big, hefty guy. You think he's probably got a lot of power, and sure enough, he does. The righty sends one over the other fence here in Kenosha, and they have an early 5-1 lead here. The brakes are starting to come off the car here for Stodola. Started the game off with 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the first, and since you're struggling to get batters out. He's walked 3 and now given up a home run as well as a single. That will bring up Anthony Warnicki. Warnicki on the night struck out his last time up. Warnicki watched the first one go by for a ball. He'll step back out, recollect himself as the fans chatter after the absolute no-doubter dies down. The 1-1. That one well high and away. In fact, he kind of takes a glance over at the bullpen after he throws it. He wants to calm down here. 1 out on the board, nobody on here. Opportunity to just get back into the dugout and reset things, maybe put some hits around for the Bullfrogs. Haven't had that bad of a day batting so far. 3 hits in just 3 innings. Warnicki files that one away. Evens up the count 2-2. Warnicki digs in. 2-2 pitch. Away for a ball, 3-2. Hamilton actually has to go run after it after he closed his glove on it a little bit too early there. Nonetheless, it looks like there's some pitchers warming up in the bullpen for the Bullfrogs.
30 pitches in the inning.
And he's reached 30 pitches in the inning. Once he gets at 35, they're going to have to make the announcement and shut him down. 3-2 pitch, swung on, fouled away back into the netting. Warnicki trying to stay alive here, keep the inning fresh. Just 1 out on the board. The Kingfish aren't done. 35 pitches. They got to shut them down. They're going to make the announcement. The payoff pitch outside. And that'll be the 4th batter that Stodola walks after starting the inning off absolutely phenomenally. Surprised that they used Stodola as a starter tonight, to be completely honest with you. And the majority of his appearances, in fact, all of his appearances at UW-Stephen Points came in relief, where he pitched solidly. 4.74 ERA and a 3-2 record in 12 appearances. Just pitched 15 innings. So Mark Skenesny up now. Was walked his last time up. There's a righty warming up in the bullpen for the Bullfrogs. Can't quite tell what the number is on it. Low one pitch, swung on, fouled away, back towards the dugout of the Kingfish. Moves count to 0-2. We still have yet to see everybody in the bullpen, of course. Just game 3 here in Kenosha for the Bullfrogs. 1-1 on the year. Trying to improve in 2-1, but they have some work ahead of them. They trail 5-1. The 0-2, runner off from first. It's a chopper. Aaron Pleshner manages to make a play on it. Thinks about making a long toss over to first. Decides not to. Elects to keep the runners at first and second. Nonetheless, that's a base hit for Mark Skenesny. The Kingfish will likely go through the entire lineup here in the third. And it looks like there will be a pitching change here as head coach Chris Sabo is going to go out and talk with Stadola. And he gives the ball off and walks out. And so there will be a new pitcher today coming out of the bullpen for the Bullfrogs. We're going to step aside while he warms up. You're listening to 107.1 WOCO.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Park. Nolan Knight here, voice of the Green Bay Bullfrogs. Your Bullfrogs trail the Kenosha Kingfish 5-1 after letting up 5 runs here in the bottom of the third. We're still in the bottom of the third. There's one out on the board and a runner over at first and second. Alex Shadola, in fact, hit 35 pitches and struggled throughout the contest. Not throughout the contest, rather just this bottom of the third. Let up 7 walks throughout his time up on the mound, but also posted 4 strikeouts. So Andy Archer on the mound now for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. His first day in a Bullfrogs uniform. Not just first mound appearance, but it is his first mound appearance. Showed up this morning around 10:30, showed up to the ball club, picked out his number, picked out his pants and hats, got his headshot taken, said that he was excited for the season, and sure enough, here he is, the product out of Georgia Tech, Duluth, Georgia native, is here in Green Bay, or here rather in Kenosha, playing for Green Bay. His first night here, first night up on the mound. First pitch he pitches, finds the strike zone. That's a change of things for the Bullfrogs. And Hamilton nearly caught some runners in the middle of the base pass. So Andy Archer, first pitch in a Bullfrog uniforms, comes across for a strike, 0-1. Ben Troike up to bat now for the Kingfish. The shortstop in his last time up popped out to second base. Ben Hart snagged it for the Bullfrogs. So Archer takes a gander at Hamilton, looks at second and delivers. That one low and away, 1-1. Troike out of Illinois State. Looking for his first hit of the day. Archer looks at second, comes home. That one bounces on the ground before it gets to Hamilton. Ball 2, 2-1. Andy Archer, the yellow jacket. The only ACC player on this Bullfrogs roster. Bullfrogs support 3 of the 5 Power 5 conferences. The SEC, the ACC, and the Big Ten. The 2-1 pitch swung on, fouled away left side over towards the bullpen of the Kingfish. In fact, they have a left-handed pitcher warming up over there. So Ben Troike will step back in. Andy Archer will stare him down. Relatively close stance for Troike. The lefty digs in. The 2-2. Swung on, and that's the fly ball out into shallow center. The throw nearly to third. A good play by Kyle Benyo. He reads it. Supports it. Strong arm. Probably would not have beat the runner on it, but he elects to stay. And nonetheless, Andy Archer helps out the Bullfrogs there and gets the second out up on the board. So that'll bring up Jack Yalowitz. Yalowitz, the Illinois State product. Following up right behind Troike, who, of course, is from Illinois State as well. And if I'm not insane, it should be the third straight Illinois State player to come up. First pitch that Yalowitz sees outside for a ball, 1-0. As a train goes from right to left field. There's a railroad back there. A little distracting, I would think, if you're a batter. The 1-0. That one's outside as well, 2-0. Andy Archer, a tall, lengthy guy. Stands at 6'4". Off the top of my head, I'd say probably 185, 180. I knew that he was 6'4" coming into it. We had set out a lot of large, extra large type uniforms and pants and hats and whatnot, thinking, this guy's 6'4", he's got to be pretty big. He comes in, and sure enough, he asked for one of the smallest uniforms on the team. The 3-0 pitch just finds the outside black. That was close. Nonetheless, Yalowitz ahead in the count, 3-1, 2 outs on the board, runners at first and second. Kingfish lead the Bullfrogs 5-1. Archer glares at second, comes home. 3-1 pitch, swung on. Off the top of the bat, fouled it back into the backstop netting there, and moves it to a full count. Yalowitz. In his first game as a Kingfish here. And watches that one go by for a ball, and that's a walk. And just like that, bases loaded again for the Kingfish. Bullfrogs asked something big out of Andy Archer here to try to get him out of the jam. Walks Yalowitz. That's the second time he's been walked in this inning. So that'll bring up Connor Doyle. And he watches that one go by for a ball. He's been walked in this inning as well. Doyle stands in for the 1-0. That one's well inside as well, 2-0. One of the things that pitching coach Chris Marston's talked about before the season was, I want you to throw strikes. If you're not throwing strikes, then I'm going to advocate to get you out of there if you don't start throwing them. So far, he's stuck to that word. 2-0 offering. That one's high. 3-0. Stodola came out partly due to the Northwoods League regulation that if you throw 35 pitches in an inning, it needs to be announced, and everyone needs to be aware of it. A lot of rules in this league to protect pitchers. 3-0 pitch, finds the outside pitch. Strike one. So 3-1 count here, 2 outs up on the board, bases loaded for the Kingfish, looking to capitalize here and extend their lead. They lead 5-1. The 3-1. That one just got a little bit of it. Check swing. Must have hit part of the lumber there. Found it back and away. Moves to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Kingfish with an opportunity to make this one very hard to get back into. Connor Doyle stands back in. 167 on the year so far. 1 for 2 on the day. The 3-2. Runners take off, and he fouls away back into the backstop. So we will redo the payoff pitch. Connor Doyle struck out his first time up and then was walked this last time. Archer stares down Doyle. The offering. Runners off, and that's low and in the dirt. Ball 4, and Andy Archer will walk a run in, and the Kingfish take a 6-1 lead here on their home opener. And so another walk up on the board, this second from Andy Archer. That's the 6th walk of this inning for the Bullfrogs. Still looking for that 3rd out. This is the largest deficit they've been down the entire season. Granted, of course, just 2 games that have been played. And a big swing at the first pitch he sees, misses everything. 0-1. Mike Madej up to bat for the Kingfish, rather. 2 for 2 on the day, came around to score. Was one of those runs off of the Derek Bangert RBI. That one goes by him for a ball. 1-1, 2 outs on the board. Bases loaded still. Kingfish trying to extend this league and not give the Bullfrogs a chance. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Madej batting .286 on the day. He's out of the Big Ten. From Purdue University. I actually stopped by Purdue University on my way up to Green Bay. It was just on my path. So I figured, why not go check out the facilities there. Very nice stadium. I actually rolled through during their graduation. So I was sticking out like a sore thumb. Not only was I supporting the Virginia license plates, but I think I was the only person not dressed to tie. Nonetheless, that one goes by for a ball. Evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The offering. Swing, swung on. And that one's fouled away back into the netting here. And we'll stay at 2-2. 2 outs, bases loaded. Kingfish trying to extend their lead. They lead the Bullfrogs 6-1 here in this long bottom of the 3rd. Andy Archer on the mound. Delivers the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the Bullfrogs finally get out of the bottom of the 3rd. They managed to leave 3 stranded here. The Kingfish lead the Bullfrogs 6-1. You're listening to 107.1 WOCO.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not the kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Park. Nolan Knight here on the call for you. The Bullfrogs trailed the Kenosha Kingfish 6-1 here. It was a very long third inning which saw the Kingfish post up 6 runs on the board, largely due to the 3-run homer from Derek Binger. Due up for the Bullfrogs here in the top of the 4th will be Kyle Bino, Ben Challey, and Ben Hart. Bino, his last time up, managed a base hit and came around to score for the Bullfrogs. If you're not listening on WOCO 1071, we just remind you that you can listen on WOCO Sports Radio live stream on YouTube. That's something new that we're trying to do this season so fans can listen to the home broadcast on the road, as well as any of you that don't want to spend that Northwoods League fee to watch it online. Granted, it might be an expensive fee, but you got to remember that the Northwoods League upgraded to HD televisions, HD video equipment rather, this past year, and it's really made a large difference on the video screen. Some really high quality stuff there. If you haven't checked it out yet, I recommend you buy a game or two and check it out for yourself. Kyle Bino watches the first one go by for a ball, swings the bat at that one, misses all of it, and that evens the count at 1-1. Kyle Bino out of Youngstown State University, 1 for 1 on the night with a base hit. Last night managed that absolute great hit ball over in left field. It was a 2-run shot that gave the Bullfrogs the lead shortly. He swings the bat at the 1-1 pitch, fouls away back into the backstop netting, 1-2. Kyle Bino steps in for the 1-2. The offering. That's high and away. Evens it up 2-2. Kyle Bino has a teammate on the team, or on the opponent's team, rather. A Youngstown State player plays for them. The 2-2 pitch comes across, swung on, strike 3. Bino will take the long walk back to the dugout. And 1 out up on the board for the Kingfish. So that will bring up Ben Challey. Ben Challey's last time up flew out to center field. Ben Challey out of UW Milwaukee. Watches the first pitch go by and fastball. Bit high, 1-0. UW Milwaukee. If you're not from the area, it's a Division I school, of course, in Milwaukee. Has a solid following for some of its sports. If you go right through the city of Milwaukee, in just about every sports bar, there's a huge UW Milwaukee light-up sign or sticker. The city supports the school immensely. 2-2 pitch, swung on, fly ball left side. But that'll be in foul territory. If that's about 20 feet to the right, that's a homer over top of the Bambino boat out there in left field. That Bambino boat kind of similar to what would be the Bud Light Beach Club at Joanne Stadium, except it's a literal boat out there. You gotta go throw that on the water and give it a ride on the bay. So the count moves to 2-1. The 2-1 offering swung on, fouled away right side. It's still Davis Schwab on the mound for the Kingfish, despite seeing some pitchers throw around earlier in the bullpen. Might have been Schwab staying warm, actually, now that I think about it. The bullpen for the Bullfrogs remains cold. The 2-2 offering. Swung on. It's a grounder right side. That's off the chest of the first baseman, off the chest of Derek Bangert. He runs over to it, scoops it up, flips it over to the pitcher Schwab, and he steps on it probably inches before Ben Challey gets there on time. Really thought that Ben Challey was going to be able to beat out that play, but Banger, despite after not fielding the ball cleanly, sprints over to it, tosses it over to Schwab, and he stomps on the bag inches before Challey gets there, and for the second out. So Challey, after supporting a big bat off of the foul ball, looked like he made good connection off of the hot shot grounder over to first, but can't beat out the little toss, and he's out of there for the second out. So 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch goes high up above the head of Mark Skenesny, and that moves the count now to 1-1. Ben Hart up to bat for the Bullfrogs. Hart managed a base hit his last time up and was stranded at first his last time up. Stranded at second, rather, his last time up. He fouls the 1-1 pitch right side up and out of the stadium there. Count moves to 1-2. It's a great crowd here for opening night here early in this ball game, top of the fourth inning, almost to that halfway point. And just swing and a miss there from Ben Challey. Excuse me, I thought it might have nipped off his bat there, but it did not. A swing and a miss, strike three. And Ben Hart will take the long walk back to the dugout. He's got to get his glove, and go play second base as the Bullfrogs go down in that inning. A 1-2-3. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth after this.
Here we go with the Pizza Ball Madness in 3, 2.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brewpub Lots and Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brewpub Lots and Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brewpub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brewpub Lots and Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
This four-game road trip for the Bullfrogs. Last night, traveled to Wausau, Wisconsin to face off against the Woodchucks. Managed to lose that game, however, 5-3 after stomping on the Woodchucks in their first game of the series, 7-1. Talking about stomping, if the Bullfrogs don't pick it up here, it might be a stopping here in Kenosha. They trail the Woodchucks 6-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Halfway point in the ball game, Bullfrogs trying to get back into this one. They're going to count on the pitching of Andy Archer. His first day in a Bullfrogs uniform. Showed up to the stadium just 30 minutes before the bus left here for Kenosha. Very respectful guy. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Got his uniform, hat together. Was a small hat. That's what surprised me the most. Guy's 6'4". You think you have a bigger head than that, but he doesn't. Supports the small hat, small jersey, extra long pants, though. You believe it's 6'4". So he rocks and deals the first pitch at the bottom of the fourth. That's well in size. That's at the knees of the new batter for the Kenosha Kingfish, Tyler Paulson. Paulson batting .222 on the year. Last time up, managed a 2 RBI single. Swings at that one. That's a high pop-up in shallow center field. It's still in the air. And that's when center fielder Kyle Bingo gets underneath of it. He squeezes it, and that's the first out of this bottom of the fourth. And so that will bring up Alex Manassa. Manassa 0 for 2 on the night. Last time up, grounded out to the third baseman, Ben Challey. It was a good play by Challey. That's when there was runners on the corner. He stared down the third baseman, threw it over the first, and got the out. And so Manassa watches the first one go by well outside. Hamilton can't even get the glove on it. Nonetheless, that moves the count to 1 strike, 1 ball, 1 out up on the board. Boston swings the ball. Manassas swings the bat twice, steps in for the 1-0 pitch, swung on. Fly ball out into left field, and that's a can of corn for Brett Bautista. That's the second out up on the board. They went up 2 batters up, 2 batters down, but that will bring up Derek Binger. Watch out for this guy. He hit an absolute no-doubt home run over to left field in the bottom of the third. It's good for a 3-run shot. In fact, there's a little yard out there there's a storage unit out beyond left field here, and there's some grass in front of the parking lot there, and there's a fence that separates the outfield, the concourse, and then that self-storage unit fence as well. It made it over the self-storage unit fence, so someone's going to come out tomorrow and realize, hey, got a free baseball. The 1-0. That one's well inside. Moves count to 2-0. So just 4 hits on the day for the Kingfish, 3 for the Bullfrogs, yet the Kingfish lead 6-1. That ball swung on, hot shot, line drive left side towards the bullpen. Good thing there was people paying attention there. That could have been dangerous. Nonetheless, it's in foul territory, 2-1. And Schwab stands over there warming up still, staying warm. He's pitched a phenomenal game thus far. So a 2-1 count for Banger. The offering, swing and a miss, evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th. Banger 2 for 2 on the day, as mentioned, had that no-doubter in the last inning. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Banger, after having a beautiful home run, takes a nifty swing at the 2-2, but Archer beats him, and gets him out. They go down 1-2-3. We'll be back with the top of the 5th inning. After this, the Bullfrogs trail 6-1. You're listening to 107.1 FM.
Covered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative, where many of the services are low cost or no cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecourt Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Field. We're here in home opener for the Kenosha Kingfish. Great crowd out here in Kenosha. The Kingfish have been noted for their ability to bring fans out to the ball club. Ever since they got taken over by Big Top Baseball back in 2013, the stands seem to get more and more full here, is what I've been told. And of course, winning the pennant back in 2014. Or 15, rather. Up to bat now for the Green Bay Bullfrogs is Brad Hamilton. Hamilton behind the plate at catcher tonight for the Frogs. First time behind the plate this season. Of course, you Bullfrog fans that have listened throughout the seasons know the name Hamilton was here this past season. Kind of struggled this past year, but nonetheless a great ball player. Can call a great game behind the plate. Brad Hamilton out of Avon Lake, Ohio, plays for Kent State University this past season for the Golden Flashes. Batted .239. Swings at the 1-1 pitch. It's a slow grounder to the shortstop. The throw to first, not in time. Ben Troike can't beat Brad Hamilton, and he gets over to first. Great hit there for Brad Hamilton, using his legs there to get on base. So that's a good way to start the top of the 5th for the Bullfrogs, who just now put up their 4th hit up on the board. And Brett Bautista will come up to the plate. Back up to the top of the lineup for the Frogs. Bautista, 0 for 1 on the night, was walked his last time up. He digs in. Schwab still on the mound for Kenosha. Bautista swings at the first pitch he sees and chops it away foul left side. Solid play by one of the pitchers over there. Playing safety net for the catcher that's warming up with the new right-handed pitcher that's warming up in the bullpen for the Kingfish. Throw back to first. Hamilton runs back safely. Schwab's throwing a couple of balls over there. The Bullfrogs still trying. Have yet to steal second. Although did take off from third earlier this game. The 0-1. That one's low ball, evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brett Bautista out of San Jose State University. As mentioned a few times tonight, and did redshirt this past season. Redshirt junior, big hefty guy, 6 foot 190. A lot of power on him. The 1-1. Nice cut at the 1-1. Missed all of it though. Pretty swing. So he steps back in for the 1-2 pitch. Schwab takes a gander at first, stares him down, in fact, and comes home. 1-1 pitch goes straight at Bautista. Looked like a breaking ball got away from him there. Wasn't too much speed on it. Bautista just kind of turned at it, took it, and now runs over to first safely. That's the first hit by pitch that I think the Bullfrogs have had all season. And so that will bring up Aaron Plesner. Plesner 0 for 1 on the night, was walked his first time up before getting stranded at third in the top of the first. And so now Aaron Plesner digs in, shows bunt, pulls it away. It was low and in the dirt. 1-0. Plesner 222 on the season coming into the game. For 1 on the night. His San Jose State teammate standing over at first. 1-0 pitch well inside and low. In fact, Plesner scoots away from it. Plesner will step out, look at his third base coach, Chris Sabo, for the call. A pitch come hurling in from the bullpen over there. Pauses play. Aaron Plesner out of Redwood City, California. Home of Redwood College. A solid junior college football program there. 2-0 pitch. Low and in the dirt. Ball 3. Plesner ahead in the count 3-0. Opportunity here for the Bullfrogs to try to get some runs back up on the board. They trail the Kenosha Kings 6-1. Schwab checks in at second, kicks the left, and delivers that one right down the plate. The first strike of this at-bat. Rabo has preached time and time again. We get a count, we're taking that next one. Sure enough, Plesner does. So Plesner digs back in. Schwab checks second, comes in with 3-1. That one swung on. It's the slow burn of the second baseman, Day. Tossed it to stop, tossed to first, both of which were in time. A great play there by Ike Bidet. Second solid play of the game. That'll go down as a 4-6-3 double play for the Kingfish. It does move the runner from second to third, however, but not what the doctor affords the Bullfrogs. And we're looking at no outs up on the board with 2 runners on, and then just like that, 2 outs on the board, and the Kingfish 1 out away of getting out of the top of the 5th here. Alex Penner up to bat now for the Bullfrogs. Penner so far, yet according to that bat, he's been walked both times tonight. Watches that one for a ball, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs up on the board.
1-1. Swung on. It's a slow groaner right back to the pitcher, Dave Schwab. And an opportunity there to end the inning. It'll go down as an error on David Schwab, and that's good enough to bring the runner in from third in Brad Hamilton. So Brad Hamilton comes around the bases and scores for the first time this season. And it gives the Bullfrogs just a little bit of breathing room here as they now trail by just 4. That trails the Kenosha Kingfish here 2 in the top of the 6th. So that will bring up Zach Plunkett with now a runner at first due to the error on Matt Schwab. David Schwab, excuse me. I think I'm thinking of Matt Schwab, the quarterback, but that's not him. It's David Schwab on the mound. Davis. Time is called, granted to the pitcher. I think he's having a conversation with first base umpire. He wanted a change of the balls, it looked like. Plunkett takes a big swing, steps back into the batter's box, takes a deep breath, and awaits the first pitch at bat. Plunkett still looking for his first hit in the Bullfrogs uniform. First pitch seized. At it, fouls away up and out of the stadium. That could have been dangerous. Nobody was looking for anything there. Luckily, no one was just at the prize wheel over behind the stadium on the first base side. Nearly hit this big, I'm assuming, bouncy house. Looks like a yellow golf ball. I think it's a fit. Has the crown and, of course, the Elvis Mohawk type deal. The Kingfish, of course, dubbed off of Elvis. Well, you stick around for Kingfish games long enough this season, you might see some dancing Elvises out there throughout this season. As another ball is switched out here. That's what the lapse in action is here. The count's just 0-1, 2 out on the board, and of course, Pinner over at first after the error on the pitcher. Granted, it was a slow bouncer. We've seen this infield have some interesting bounces already. The very first hit of the game was straight to the shortstop, Troike, but he handled it very cleanly, threw it over the first for the out. Nonetheless, relatively high bounce, and it came off thus the tip of the pitcher, Schwab's glove there, was awarded the error, the first error of the game. And after a long delay here, which we saw the ball get changed twice, to which Schwab underhand sent it over to the Kingfish dugout on the third base side, rather. But we're back in action here. 3. Right down the plate for strike 2. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes here. No out up on the board at first. Schwab takes a deep breath and delivers the 1-2. Now just outside of the strike zone there. I would have almost rung him up there. Nonetheless, it evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pinner over at first after the error on the pitcher. And the Zach Plunkett still looking for his first hit in the Bullfrogs uniform. The 2-2. That one runs high and inside to a full count here. Plunkett, I'm sure, is more than ready for his first hit. We talked about his ability to get the ball out of the stadium during batting practice. Haven't quite seen it come into play during the game. He's got the ability. It's just a matter of time. The payoff. Well inside. But it's going to go down as a foul ball. Plunkett, if he just calms down there and doesn't try to swing the bat, I think he's going to at first base eat. In fact, might even go down by a hit by pitch, but he starts to swing the bat and comes off just about 4 inches from his hands. In fact, hits off the pine tar. So we'll redo the count. Schwab steps off the bag and will as there was a ball that had gotten close to field of play. It's the second time here in this bottom inning that's happened. Top inning, rather. Nonetheless, Schwab collects himself and deals the payoff. Now it runs high for ball 4. And Zach Plunkett will get on base. That's the 3rd time this season he's been walked. despite not getting hits up the board. You get on base, by both. And so back up to the 5-hole, Dave Mayberry. Last time up, hit it straight at second base, and it was a nice jump on it from Mike Madej. He caught it, and when he caught it, his foot was already on the second base bag, threw it over the first to Binger, and got a double play. Here now, Bullfrogs have an opportunity. Mayberry showing he's got the power. He's absolute rocket over towards the field. It was granted in foul play. In fact, bouncing off the porta potties out there near the fishbowl, which if you're a Bullfrogs fan, very similar to what would be the lining deck. Got some power on him. We talked about his success this past year at Daytona State. That Daytona State team, of course, made it to junior college regionals before losing. But he led the team in hits, batting average, on-base percentage, as well as doubles. So, despite being on a temporary contract, by no means does lack any skill. So after visit to the mound, we're back in action here. Mayberry digs in. The first pitch he sees. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Mayberry bat 286 on the year. Has an RBI on his name. 2 on the night. Struck out his first time up. 1-1 pitch. Finds the outside corner of the strike zone, 1-1. Again, as we've mentioned, Mayberry, the beer batter of the night. You got to think that gets in your head if you're a batter. To know everyone wants you to strike out while you're up there the whole time. That's motivation or more pressure. You know, some people perform better in pressure. I know I would. Watches the 1-1 pitch outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike here. 2 outs on the board. Runners at first and second. Top of the 5th inning. Bullfrogs trail 6-2. 2-1 pitch. Swung on. Fouled away right side. Behind that big yellow golf ball head that I was talking about. Evens up the count. Deuces wild here again in Kenosha. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Mayberry steps out, steps back in. Winds bat around. And Schwab delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will retire the top of the 5th inning. David Mayberry got fooled on that one. Breaking ball inside. Looked like it was in ball territory, but a swing and a miss. Strike 3 ends the top of the 5th. Bullfrogs leave 2 stranded, and they trail the Kingfish 6-2. You're listening to WOCO 1071. Teams and combinations are brought to you by American Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
and welcome back to historic Simmons Park here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Warnicki up to bat, swings at the first pitch he sees, and that'll be a base hit out to right field. So he starts the inning off quick. First pitch he sees, sends it a bolt around to right, and he's on base. The 5th hit of the day for the Kingfish, despite the fact that they have 6 runs up on the board, just 5 hits, largely due to the fact that the Bullfrogs have managed to walk many a batters in this one. And that will bring up Mark Skanesny. Skanesny, so far in the night, 1 for 1, was walked his first time up and managed to base hit his last time. Skanesny, the catcher out of the University of Illinois. First pitch he sees gets between the legs of Brad Hamilton. That'll go down as a wild pitch, and Warnicki will jog on over to second very easily. Not much Hamilton could do about that one. So the count moves to 1 ball, no strikes, no outs here in the top of the 5th. If you're just joining us, the Bullfrogs trail the Kingfish 6-2. Andy Archer on the mound for the Bullfrogs, the Georgia Tech product. First pitch after the wild pitch is swung on and fouled away right side. Over back towards the backyard area of the park. I think a kid might have nearly gotten hit. Hopefully she's okay. Nonetheless, the count moves to 1-1. Archer delivers. That one's well outside. Gets away from Hamilton. And just like that, without Skanesny having to do anything, Warnicki finds himself safely at third, just 90 feet away from extending this Kenosha lead. That one will go down as a wild pitch as well. So Andy Archer, his first day as a Bullfrog, got to get his jitters out. He rocks and delivers the 2-1. Swing and a miss, foul tip rather. Nonetheless, evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ben Troike on deck for the Kingfish as they try to extend this lead and get it out of grass for the Bullfrogs. 2-2 pitch, swung on, fouled up, and away out of the stadium over near the concession area on the first base side. And as the sun has just about nearly completely disappeared out of Kenosha here. Archer looks over to first and delivers. That ball swung on, found a way back into the netting. We'll stay at 2-2. Still got some blue skies, but the stars, I'm sure, will poke out of the sky here soon. If you look over towards the third base side, there's a nice purple little sunset over there. 2-2 offering, swung on, grounder straight to the third baseman, Challey. And he stares down the runner at third, and Warnicki and delivers a bullet over to Pinner. He squeezes it, and the Bullfrogs get their first out of the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting for your Kenosha Kingfish, the shortstop, number 3.
Archer trying to get into a groove here. We talked about it a couple times here. He's new to the Bullfrog area. In fact, his parents have already bought gear. They bought it on the online shop. We got to ship it out to them, in fact. They're excited for him to be in Green Bay. So far, has allowed just 1 hit. That one, ground ball left side. That'll escape into the outfield, and that will be a base hit single, RBI single, rather, for Ben Troike. And so the Kenosha Kingfish extend their lead. They now lead 7-2. And so back up to the top of the lineup, Jack Yalowitz. Yalowitz 0 for 1 on the night, has been walked his last 2 times up. And so the runner takes off from first, slides in sickly to second, gets up the ball, got past the shortstop Pleshner, and he's going to jog on over to third as well. And so that'll go down as an error on Brad Hamilton, as the throw was not on target. It escaped into the outfield, and Kyle Benio couldn't get to it in time. And just like that, without anyone else swinging the bat, Troike gets over to third. It's the second time now that, whether it was wild pitches or now I guess an error, that a runner's 90 feet away and just one or two hits rather are up on the board. Both of which were just singles. So that one goes by for a strike. 0-1 count here for Jack Yalowitz. That one finds the strike zone as well. 0-2 now. Yalowitz 0 for 1 of the night, been walked twice. Yalowitz stands in. Swings at the 0-2 pitch, fouls it away. We'll stay at 0-2. This is an old stadium here in Kenosha. Don't know the exact date where it was built, but it was before the 1930s. Used to host the Kenosha Twins of the Midwest Single A team. They won a Midwest championship at their time here. The 0-2 pitch swung on. It's a line drive out into center field. Benio throws it in, but it's not going to be on target. That's going to be good enough for a sacrifice fly, and the Kingfish extend their lead. They lead now by 6, 8-2 here in the bottom of the fifth. So Troike comes across to score for the Kingfish. And they now lead 8-2. So that'll bring up Connor Doyle, the center fielder. Over one of the night's been walked his last two times up. Swings at the first pitch he sees, misses it, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. Andy Archer just trying to get out of this one. It looks like there is a righty warming up in the bullpen for the Bullfrogs. Archer stares down Hamilton. Rocks, Sane delivers the 0-2. That one just outside. 1-2. Connor Doyle comes in the game batting 167. And he digs in for the 1-2 offering. Mike Madej stands on deck. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball is low and inside. Outside, rather. And he moves up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. So there's a righty warming up in the bullpen for the Kingfish. 2-2 pitch swung on. Fouled away left side. Bullfrogs trying to get out of the bottom of this fifth and possibly get some offense going. The 2-2. That runs high. Full count now. That one runs inside. Ball 4. And Connor Doyle will walk on over to first.
Fair Development is proud to present Walks for Charity, donating $20 each time a Kingfish player walks at Civics Field to the Mahone Foundation. Now batting for your Kenosha Kingfish, second baseman, number 11.
So now coming up to bat for the Kingfish will be Mike Madej. Mike Madej, 0 for 1 on the night, has been walked twice. Came around to score off of the Derek Bingert home run in the third. First pitch comes across for a ball, 1-0. Archer takes a breath, glances over at first, and delivers the 1-0. That one runs high and away. Ball 2. So Mike Medea will get back in. Swing his bat a couple times. And the Archer glances at first, delivers the 2-0, finds that outside corner there. Some disagreement from some of the fans here. 2-1. It is an absolute gorgeous Thursday night here in Kenosha for their home opener. You couldn't ask for a better weather for the home opener. Of course, Green Bay struggled with some drizzles before the game. It was a chilly night as well. 2-1 offering, big cut at it, missed it all. Evens it up 2-2, 2 outs, runner at first. Bottom of the fifth, Bullfrogs trail 8-2. But I call it a successful opening day for the Bullfrogs. A record 1,500 showed up for it, largely due to the fact that famous WWE wrestler, 6-time world champion Booker T was there. 2-2 offering, swing and a miss, strike 3. Andy Archer records his second strikeout as a Bullfrog, but not before the Kenosha Kingfish can get 2 runs across. They lead the Bullfrogs 8-2. You're listening to the WOCO Radio Network 1071. Stay tuned.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome to historic Simmons Park. My name is Noel Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Your Bullfrogs currently trail the Kenosha Kingfish 8-2. For the Kingfish, 8 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. For the Green Bay Bullfrogs, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Really, the Green Bay Bullfrogs, struggling a little bit at the plate, but it's the pitching that's been their problem. Just 6 hits allowed against the Kingfish, but they have walked Kingfish batters multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times, in fact, they've walked the Kingfish batters, and that's going to be tough to come back to. But if they do, they're going to have to rely on their bats. And coming up to the plate for the Green Bay Bullfrogs will be Kyle Bino. Kyle Bino, the center fielder for the Bullfrogs tonight. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Kenosha Kingfish. It's Justin Hassick from Galveston Community College. First pitch he tosses in a Kingfish uniform, blown away for a ball. 1-0. Kyle Bino, of course, last night managed a 2-run shot of the left field wall in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, of course, being Wausau. Check swing there did come around. Might have hit the strike zone either way, 1-1. Bino, 1 for 1 on the night, has a base hit, or 1 for 2 rather, base hit and struck out his last time up. That pitch got well away from Hassick. Moves the count to 2-1. No outs, nobody on here in the top of the 6th inning. Bullfrogs trail 6-2. Hassick delivers the 2-1. That finds the strike zone, evens it up 2-2. For live tweets on the game, you can follow GB Bullfrogs That's at GB Bullfrogs on Twitter. Hashtag Fear the Frog if you're tuning in and want to tweet about the game and would like to stay a part of the conversation. So that ball goes by for a ball, moves it to a full count here. Things are kind of settled down here in Kenosha since they've taken a big lead, largely due to that bottom of the third inning. Payoff pitch low and in the dirt, and Kyle Bino will get on base for the second time tonight, this time due to a walk. And so that will bring up Ben Shalley. Ben Shalley, the third baseman on the night. Last time up, grounded out over to first base. It was when the very solid play by Derek Bingert, which looked like might have gone down as an error, but he caught over to it, tossed it over to the pitcher, and beat out the runner in Shalley. First pitch he sees, takes a cut at it, fouls it away right side, however. Ben Shalley at a UW Milwaukee. We've talked about how successful he's been there. He's actually the only player that Chris Sabio saw play before coming to Green Bay. The 0-1 offering. Swung on. That's a little blooper out into shallow left field. And that will be a base hit for Shalley as well. I don't know too many other places in the outfield. Might have been an easy fly out, but lands in a spot where nobody can get to it in time. And that will be the fifth hit of the day for the Bullfrogs. And a little bit of life here. They string together a couple more hits, maybe get some more walks, and they can get some runs across and get back into this ball game. A lot of baseball still to be played. Ben Hart up to bat now for the Bullfrogs. Ben Hart 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his first time up in the top of the second, and struck out his last time up in the fourth. Let's take a gander at the scores around the Northwoods League. Having a little mouse troubles. Currently, the Waterloo Bucks lead the Duluth Huskies 5-0 in the top of the seventh. The Fond du Lac Spiders off to a great start. They lead the Wisconsin Raptors 4-1. First pitch, Ben Hart watches. He watches it go outside for a ball, 1-0. The Rockford Rivets lead the Woodchucks 8-2. Madison Mallards currently trailing the Chinooks 7-0. St. Cloud Rocks putting it on the Hawkers. They lead 10-0 in the top of the sixth. Ben Hart watches the 1-0 pitch go by for a ball, 2-0. The Moondogs lead the Loggers 5-1. That's a team you want to watch. They currently average close to 13 runs a game. The Bombers lead the Growlers 6-3 in a Michigan showdown. As the 2-0 pitch comes away outside. And the Wilmar Stingers all locked up with the Eau Claire Express 3-3. And the Bismarck Larks in their debut season trail the Canadian Friends in the Thunder Bay Bordercats 4-5. So 3-0 count here, no outs, 2 runners on here in the top of the sixth. Ben Hart watches a 3-0 pitch go by for a strike, moves the count to 3-1. Ben Hart last night did not have a great night, went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. However, the night before last, managed a triple and a double. Going 2 for 3 in the contest. 3-run pitch runs high, and the bases are loaded for the Green Bay Bullfrogs. And an opportunity for the Bullfrogs, in fact, to try to plate some runs here. If you look at it systematically, they had 2 runs here, another one later on, 3 there, 2 there, and they're right back in this thing. They're only down by 6. You get that number down to 4, and you're right back in the ball game. Kasich on the mound for the Kingfish, trying to get out of a jam that he got himself in here. First pitch he tosses must have just been a bit low. maybe at the shins of Hamilton, who's up to bat now for the Bullfrogs, the only returner on this roster. Hamilton still looking for his first hit in a Bullfrogs uniform. Or rather, he got a hit his last time up and came around to score in the bottom or the top of the fifth, rather. Brad Hamilton has an RBI on the day as well. Hit into a fielder's choice, nearly hit into a double play. The 1-1 pitch, watch it go by for a ball, 2-1. Really the best spark for this team so far. Got the RBI, then came around to score in the fifth. Kasich checks the runner at third, comes home with the 2-1. Just finds the outside black. Thought that one might have been outside. Nonetheless, evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs on the board. 3 runners on. Bullfrogs looking to breathe some life into their team. They've struggled in the later innings so far in just these 2 games played. The 2-2. That one's low and away. Moves it to a full count here. Hamilton trying to get things going here for the Bullfrogs. It's his first game in a Bullfrogs uniform this season. Bases loaded. No outs. Payoff pitch. Low and in the dirt. And Kasich will walk in a run for the Bullfrogs, and now they trail by just 5. And that'll bring up Brett Bautista, the left fielder. 0 for 1 on the day, was hit by a pitch last time up in the top of the 5th. So coming up to bat 2 innings in a row here. As Kyle Bino comes around to score for the Bullfrogs. The second time he's come around to score in this game. Brett Bautista gets a hold of one here. It's an entirely different ball game, folks. The San Jose State product, and it looks like the coach for the Kingfish are going to come out and talk with Kasich. Came in to start this inning, and so far walked 1, gave up a base hit, walked another, and of course just walked Hamilton for an RBI walk, if you will. Brett Bautista, of course, out of San Jose State University. Teammate Aaron Pleschner is on deck right behind him. You know, he's a guy that had a lot of injuries this past season. Didn't play a lot, or didn't play at all, rather. They redshirted him. And so he's a guy that, you know, he's going into his redshirt junior year, one of the oldest guys on the team. And, you know, he's a guy that, because of injuries, you know, rather than going to, you know, coming to a league and just padding your stats trying to get looked at, not only is he trying to get those scouts to maybe open their eyes to him, he's a guy that needs to come into the league and get back into the groove of things. He hasn't played a game all year. Nonetheless, he digs in. No ball, no outs on the board. Bases loaded. First pitch he sees, low and inside for a ball. There's a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Kingfish. Runners take their leads. Kasich glances at third and delivers. That ball is swung on straight to the second baseman, Madej. Opportunity to turn 2 here. They won't be able to. They will get the runner out at first, and that'll be an RBI fielder's choice for Brent Bautista. And the Bullfrogs chip away a little bit more. They now trail 8-4. They've now put 2 runs here in the top of the second, and that will bring up shortstop Aaron Pleschner, batting in that 2-hole spot for the 3rd straight game. His last time up, hit into a double play, 6-4-3. That would be the absolute worst possibility to happen here. He managed to get the bat on it here. And anywhere besides directly at the shortstop or second baseman, the Bullfrogs will likely be within 3. First pitch he faces, however, is low and in the dirt. Skanesny did a solid job there of blocking that one. So he's ahead in the count 1-0 here. So far in the season, batting .222 after having a solid game the first time out. Managed to double last night, went 1 for 4. 1-0 pitch swung on, and that's a little chopper in foul territory and into the stands. Just made it over the net there. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on the corners for the Bullfrogs. Looking to edge just a bit closer here. They trail 8-4. The 1-1. Runner off from first. The ball gets away from catcher Skenesny. And the Bullfrogs successfully get get the runner at first and Hamilton, or Brett Bautista rather, to second. Bautista likely would have got there either way, as you doubt Skenesny would have tossed that one over there after the nice jump. Nonetheless, 2 runners in scoring position now for Aaron Pleshner. Base hit here, might score 2. Check swing of that one, it's away for a ball. He's ahead in the count now. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second. (3-1). That's outside, and we'll load the bases. The Bullfrogs here with a little bit of life, and the head coach will come out to talk with them, and that'll likely be the end of the night for Casey. Came in and kind of struggled. You kind of hate to see that for a guy. Comes out here excited to compete in the Northwoods League and struggle on your first night in Kingsfish uniform, but they'll get out there. They'll get another shot at it. Nonetheless, does look like there will be a right-handed pitcher coming in for the Kingfish. We're going to step away. The Bullfrogs have managed 2 in the top of the 6th, and there's still 2 outs that they need to get out of this one. You're listening to 107.1 OCO.
Partly cloudy tonight with a low temperature of 48 degrees and winds out of the west at 5 to 10. Friday, sunshine with a high temperature of 79 degrees and winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Saturday, scattered showers and thunderstorms with a high temperature of 78 degrees. Sunday, we'll see a chance of showers and a few rumbles of thunder with a high of 75. Monday, sunshine with a high of 69. And for Tuesday, we'll see lots of sun with a high temperature of 72. That's your latest forecast. For WOCO Radio, I'm meteorologist Ray Miller.
More than 7 points.
I perform for our high school choir director, who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives.
Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for?
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Field here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. We are in the top of the 6th inning, and if you've been following along, the Bullfrogs previously really had no life. They were down 8-2 to come into this innings. They've managed 2 runs here in the top of the 6th. With just 1 out up on the board, they have the bases loaded, and arguably probably the player that's been the hottest this season for the Bullfrogs, Alex Penner, is up to bat. If you want anyone to come up in this situation as a Bullfrog fans, this is your guy. Belted a 2-run shot over the right field wall in the debut in his first at-bat, and managed a hit last night as well. And one here could be great for the Bullfrogs. Check swing at the first pitch he sees. It's inside for a ball. 1-0. Ben Hart stands at third. Bautista at second. And Pleshner at first. Runners take their lead. New pitcher on the mound, Bokic, rocks and delivers. That one gets away from the catcher, Skenesny. That's going to be an easy run for Ben Hart. He's going to stomp on the bag, run to the dugout, and give the Bullfrogs another run up on the board. That'll go down as a wild pitch, and the Bullfrogs now trail by just 3. All runners advance 1 bag, and so now the 2 San Jose State products stand safely in scoring position at 3rd and 2nd. Alex Penner knocks his lumber on the home plate, stands in, and that ball swung on, grounded right side, foul just to the right of the first base side. Christian Bogic on the mound now for the Kingfish after the call in the bullpen was made. Bogic out of Lee University, grew up in Burr Ridge, 6'2", 190 junior, trying to get his Kingfish out of a jam. The 1-1, that one's high and away. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out up on the board. The game-tying run would be at home plate. And Alex Penner on the night, 0 for 1, got on base due to a error. And excuse me, I was behind on the call. The count was 3-1. That pitch goes high and away, and the bases are loaded again for the Bullfrogs. And so now coming up to the plate will be Zach Plunkett, the designated hitter. Now this is interesting. Zach Plunkett yet to record a hit for the Bullfrogs. Has been walked multiple times. Last time up was walked over to first where he was stranded. Watch the first one go by for a strike. Now this is the guy that we've talked about that has a lot of power behind his swings during batting practice, but has yet to make contact on the ball successfully thus far. The 0-1 swung on, fouled away left side, back into the bullpen, or the dugout of the Kingfish. So now Zach Plunkett behind the count, 0-2, 1 out up on the board, bases loaded. Bullfrogs looking for a hit here to try to get back into this ball game. They trail by 3, 8-5 in the top of the 6th. They need that big inning. The Kingfish had it in the bottom of the 3rd. They posted 6. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. Now go down as a strike. Plunkett got to be a little nervous. Has not played in a game for some time now. Sat out this entire past season at Arkansas University. Was nervous, or anxious rather, about that one. That one actually bounced in front of the plate before getting to Skoneczny. And so he swings and misses at that one. Didn't want to swing, but the bat head came around. So bases stay loaded, 2 outs on the board, and it's David Mayberry up to bat for the Bullfrogs. 0 for 3 on the night, 2 strikeouts on the night as well. First pitch he sees right across the plate for strikes 1. 0-1. He's the beer batter of the night for the Kingfish. It's got in his head. He struck out twice so far. Trying to avoid giving this Kenosha crowd half-price beer for the 3rd straight time. The 0-1. Check swing just a bit outside. Great pitch there from Bogic. Mayberry out of Daytona State on the season, batted .286 coming into the ball game. A successful player for Daytona State. Trying to give the Bullfrogs some runs on the board. Time is called by Mayberry. Bogic delivers a heat down the middle anyway. Mayberry trying to collect himself here, supporting the black cleats and neon orange batting gloves. Bullfrogs in their gray pants, alternative uniforms. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, check swing well away. Solid job there by Skoneczny to shield that one. That could have been another run for the Bullfrogs without them having to swing the bat at it. So that moves the count to 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Bases loaded. Top of the 6th, Bullfrogs trail the Kingfish 8-5. 5 hits up on the board for the Bullfrogs, 6 for the Kingfish. That one got away from Skoneczny, and that's going to be an easy run for the Bullfrogs as all runners advance 1 base. And jogging in to score there for the Bullfrogs is Bautista. Bautista hit into the RBI fielder's choice way earlier in the top of this inning, and just now comes around to score. David Mayberry sets back in. 3-1 count. Bullfrogs drop it to just a 2-run lead now for Kenosha. And after the 3-1 pitch comes across low and in the dirt, Skanesny has to drop that one as well. Drop to his knees to block that one as well. And Mayberry will jog on over to first, and the bases are loaded again for the Bullfrogs. Kyle Benio is going to dig in here. He's 1 for 2 on the day with the base hit all the way back in the top of the second. And his last time up, in fact, in this inning, was walked. Came around all the way around to score. The first run of this 4-run top of the fifth so far for the Bullfrogs. Hit a 2-run belt last night. High pop up in the infield there from Benio. He was trying to send that one out of the park. And Ben Troike gets underneath it and finally gets the Kingfish out of the top of the fourth. But not before the Bullfrogs put 4 up on top of the board. They trail now just by 2 runs. Kingfish in the lead, 8-6. You're listening to 1071 WOCO.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Field here, or yes, field, not stadium, here in in Wisconsin, not Green Bay, Wisconsin, but it's the Green Bay Bullfrogs facing off against Kenosha Kingfish. If you're just joining us, man, have you missed a lot. The Bullfrogs went up early in this one, 1-0 in the top of the second. They would be held scoreless for 2 more innings, and during that time, the Kingfish put up 6 runs in the bottom of the third, largely due to many walks. And then sure enough, the Bullfrogs managed to get 1 back on them in the top of the fifth before the Kingfish got 2 across in the bottom of the fifth. And then just here in the top of the sixth, the Bullfrogs put up 4 on the board. However, they leave 3 stranded. So some runs left in scoring position there, but nonetheless, they trail by just 2, and just like that, back in the ball game. Up to bat for the Kenosha Kingfish is Tyler Paulson. Paulson, 222 coming into the game today, 1 for 3 on the night. Swings at the 1-0 pitch. It's a grounder to Plesner. Throw to first in time for the 6-3, first out of this bottom of the sixth. So that will bring up the next batter in the order for the Kenosha Kingfish. And it will be Alex Manasseh. Manasseh so far tonight, 1 for 2, managed a single RBI in the third. Was a part of that very successful third inning for the Kenosha Kingfish. Got that first RBI, the first run of that third inning, which would go on to be a 6-run third inning for the Kingfish. Watches one go by him for a strike, or a ball rather, 1-0. That one low and in the dirt. Moves the count to 1-1. So 1 out here, bottom of the sixth inning. We got a ball game after Kenosha took that very large 8-2 lead. Bullfrogs trail by 2. 1-1 pitch outside for a ball, 2-1. So Alex Manasseh will stand back in, the right fielder, tall, lengthy batter, left-hander rather. The first baseman, Alex Pinner, didn't clean it cleanly rather, but does pick it up and underhand toss it to the tall and lengthy Andy Archer. And he'll just run over to first and beat out Manasseh by probably 2 steps or so and grab the second out. So Archer calming down here on the mound. Knock on wood, of course. After walking some batters. Slow breaking ball there, low and inside. 1-0. And that will bring up Derek Binger for the Kenosha Kingfish. He is having a great game. 2 for 3 with a single and a 3-run shot all the way back in that 3rd inning. Large part of the reason that the Kingfish got all of that momentum. That momentum, however, kind of squandered here after the Bullfrogs managed some runs. If he gets a hit here, they'll get it right back, though, likely. 2-0 pitch outside, and Baggert continues to be in front of the count, 3-0. And time is called. That's the 3rd time tonight that the bullpen has sent a ball all the way out towards the playing field. And the 3-0 pitch from Archer. That's high. Looks like I spoke too soon as Archer throws 4 balls, all for 4 pitches rather, all for balls. And so that will bring up Anthony Warnicki, the 3rd baseman. Warnicki, 1 for 2 on the night. Managed a base hit in the last inning. The first pitch that Archer throws well outside. In fact, if Warnicki were a right-handed batter, that would have possibly even gone behind him. Nonetheless, the California native digs in, supporting the long blonde locks. The 1-0 pitch, well outside again. Those are getting away from Archer. You can tell he's frustrated with himself. He looks out into the stands and out across the street here up on the mound. The Bullfrogs warming up a right-handed pitcher out there in the bullpen. Archer glances over at first and deals the 2-0. Swung on, fouled away, left side, bounces back towards the bullpen of the Kingfish, or the dugout, rather. There's a seating area that sits halfway below the surface, both on the first base side and the third base side, and it resembles possibly an old bullpen or so, and I keep getting confused on it. That one grounded straight to the first baseman, Alex Pinner. He squeezes it, jogs on over, thinks about throwing it to second, realizes, I could probably walk on over to first and get this out, and that's exactly what he does, and grabs the 3rd out. That will do it for the 6th inning. The Bullfrogs are back in it, folks. They trail by just 2. They trail the Kenosha Kingfish 8-2. Stay tuned on the WOCO YouTube live stream, and of course on WOCO 107.1 Green Bay Sports Radio. Stay tuned.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960. Specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts. Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Park. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Green Bay Bullfrogs. You're listening to 107.1 WOCO, and of course on the YouTube live stream at, I guess you can YouTube WOCO Sports Radio, or you can have seen our tweets on Twitter. If you follow GB Bullfrogs, you will find that there. The GB Bullfrogs live tweets the games as well, as often as I can, I guess. I've decided to start doing it at the top of every inning, as that's the easiest on myself, as I try to get sips of water and eat bites of bratwurst as well up here in the press box in Kenosha. And there is a new pitcher on the mound for the Kingfish. It's McKay. Billy McKay out of University of Florida. The freshman, short, stocky guy, 5'11", 205, the right-hander. Stands in, supporting number 35. Billy McKay, rolls off the tongue for the Kingfish. He's going to come in pitching relief here in the top of the 7th after a dreadful top of the 6th for the Kingfish, which saw 2 different pitchers come in. Coming up to the plate for the Bullfrogs, trying to get things going and get some momentum, will be what looks like number 28, Ben Shalley. Ben Shalley, of course, 0 for 2 on the day. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a slow grounder to the second baseman, and Mike Madej. It's an easy play for him as well. Scoops it up, throws it over to first, and beats Shalley by a nice 3 or 4 steps. So 1 pitch thrown, 1 out, up on the board, and that will bring up Ben Hart, the second baseman. Hart 1 for 2 on the day, managed a base hit in the 2nd, was struck out in the 4th, and was walked this past inning before coming across to score for the Bullfrogs. Watch the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. So Ben Hart, second baseman on the day, had a great opening day for the Bullfrogs. Foul tip on the second pitch is thrown. He's behind in the count, 0-2. Oakland University product. Finished up this past season. One of the later additions to the Bullfrogs lineup. And what an absolute great pitch from McKay. A beautiful curveball going from 9 to 6 o'clock. Wow. And Ben Hart knees buckling. That'll be a backwards K for McKay. And so 2 outs up on the board will bring in the 9-hole hitter for the Bullfrogs, Brad Hamilton. Hamilton, the catcher today, he gets in the lineup for the first time as a Bullfrog this season. Of course, he's the only returner for the Bullfrogs. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a slow dribbler to the second baseman, McDay. It's an easy scoop up, a toss over to first, and that will do it for the top of the 7th. Bullfrogs go down 7-8-9 in the order they came up. That shall do it for the top of the 7th. We'll move to the bottom after this. You're listening to 107.1. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Go get some Coke and some popcorn while you're away. You're listening to 107.1.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Let me know when you have your final answer.
Hello and welcome back to Simmons Field, historic Simmons Field that is, as a fan is trying to predict the official attendance here, and we'll see. They're going with 2247, and she writes
Emma absolutely nailed it tonight.
And she's right. The final attendance here in Kenosha, 2,247. A great showing out here in Kenosha. We talked about the great crowd here on the first and third base side. Some fans out on the Bambino boat out there in left field, and some kids running around in the backyard in the right field line. Great, absolute, beautiful night. You couldn't ask for better weather for a home opener. The Bullfrogs now playing in their third home opener in a row. Of course, playing at home for the Bullfrogs home opener. Traveled to Wausau, Wisconsin to face off against Wisconsin Woodchucks for their home opener. And then now here they are in Kenosha for their home opener. They'll face off against the Kingfish tomorrow as well. At 7:05 first pitch. And we'll travel out to Madison on Saturday to play in front of the always crowded Mallards. So on the mound for the Bullfrogs, the Bullfrogs will go to a new pitcher. And the Bullfrogs trying to get back into this one. Skanesny up to bat for the Kingfish as I try to get a number on the new pitcher for the Bullfrogs.
12.
And it's number 12, Anthony Eglin. Eglin, of course, out of Trinity College, the junior from Ponte Verde Beach, Florida. Talked with him after the bus ride home from Wisconsin yesterday, and when we got off the bus, it was close to 45 degrees or so. And he said, man, I knew I was coming up north, but I thought it would be summertime, then it'd be a little warmer than this. Tosses the 1-0 pitch inside for a strike, 1-1. No outs on the board here in the top of the seventh inning. Bullfrogs trail 8-6. The 1-1 offering from Eglin. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Excuse me, the scoreboard. Got a little behind on me there. Or I got behind on myself, rather. And Eglin tosses his first strikeout in a Bullfrogs uniform. Anthony Eglin, of everyone that I've met on the Bullfrogs roster's got to probably be the oddest, to say the least. Despite being from Florida, has never eaten seafood. And that's not to have to do with any sort of shellfish disease either. Or disease. I guess it would be a disease in my eyes, as I love myself some seafood. 1-1 pitch, swung on, fly ball right field, and it's an easy play for the right fielder, David Mayberry, to make. He's not allergic to seafood, but instead feels uncomfortable trying new foods. He's never eaten chicken, Oreos, cheese, or seafood. Just says he feels uncomfortable. Doesn't want to. Doesn't think he's missing out on anything. So he's a steak guy. Loves his beef. He tried cheese curds the other day for the first time. Nonetheless, finds himself out on the mound for the Bullfrogs here. First pitch that the new batter, Ben Troyke, sees. Bounds away left side. So 0-1 count, 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the seventh. The Bullfrogs trying to stay in this game. They trail by 2, 8-6. 0-1 offering, swung on. It's a foul territory. Chopper, right side, doesn't even make it out of the field of play. Or rather towards the dugout, I should say. Brad Hamilton runs over to it, scoops it up, and tosses it back to pitcher Eglin. Andrew Eglin, one of the older players on the team, talked about him being a junior, a very young team that the Bullfrogs have, support many sophomores and freshmen. Eglin this past season for Trinity College started 6 games and had a 6.5 ERA. 0-2 pitch hit straight to Ben Hart at second base, and it's an easy play for him. He scoops it up, sidearms it over to Alex Penner at first. He squeezes it and ends the inning. Anthony Eglin gets the Bullfrogs out of it. They go down 1-2-3. You're listening to 107.1. Stay tuned. Bullfrogs have a shot here on WOCO.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin, every Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brewpub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Field here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. About to get underway with the top of the 8th inning, and the Bullfrogs at their top of their lineup. Due up for the Frogs will be Brett Bautista, Aaron Plesner, and Alex Pinner. If you're a Bullfrog fan, this is who you want up here in the top of the 8th. They need some runs here if they want to try to get back into this one and give themselves some life. They have a little bit of momentum after retiring the Kenosha batters 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of this 7th. On the mound still for the Kingfish will be Billy McKay. First pitch he throws, finds the strike zone. Brent Bautista just watched it go by. A little change of speeds there, 0-1. Oh, sorry about that, messing up my scorekeeper next to me. He's helped me out throughout this ball game. 0-1 pitch, well outside. That one got away from him. Trying to throw a breaking ball there. Might have slipped. So 1-1 count here for Brett Bautista. The 1-1 offering. Big cut out of it. Missed it though. He was chasing there. He goes down in the count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs on the board. Brett Bautista watches that one go by outside. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no out. Nobody on here in the top of the 8. Bullfrogs trail Kenosha 6-8. Swings at the 2-2 pitch, fouls it away right side. Brett Bautista, of course, out of San Jose State University. His teammate Aaron Plesher on deck. I don't think I've seen those two away from each other. They eat lunch together. They room together. There's 2 peas in a pod. Nonetheless, if Bautista gets on base, you got to think that the other pod wants to advance him or maybe even bring him in. The 2-2 pitch is well outside, and so it brings it to a full count. Billy McKay here trying to get the Kenosha Kingfish out of it. Brett Bautista trying to do anything he can to keep the Bullfrogs into it. Swings at the payoff pitch, and it's a fly ball in center field. And it's going to be an easy play for center fielder Connor Doyle to make. And the first out's up on the board. Some solid contact from Bautista, but Connor Doyle tracks it, maybe runs 10 yards to his right or so, looks up and squeezes it, and retires the first batter. So that'll bring up Aaron Plesner. Plesner trying to get the Bullfrogs going here. So far in the ninth, 0 for 2. Walked his last time up. The time before that, hit into a double play. Aaron Plesner this last year, second on the team in hits for the Spartans. Watches the first one go by for a ball, 1-0. Plesner, relatively tall and slim guy, 6'1", 180, athletic build. The 1-0 swung on. It's a little blooper over towards the right side in foul territory. Derek Banger tries to make a play on it, but hits the ground before he can get there. Plesner supports the Evo shield on his left elbow and a shin guard on his left leg. Right-handed hitter. Changed up with the white batting gloves now. Quiet guy, as both of the San Jose State guys are. So the 1-1 offering from McKay. Breaking ball outside. But Plesner gets ahead in the count, 2-1. The University of Florida product on the mound for the Kingfish. Delivers. And he forces Plesner to pop that one up in foul territory. And it's going to be first baseman Bangert who gets underneath of it and squeezes it for the Kingfish. And that's the second out up on the board for the Kingfish. 1 out away of getting out of the 8th, trying to get to the 9th here and close things out and get a win here on their home opener. Kingfish, of course, coming to the ball game without a win, 0-2 on the year. Alex Penner up to bat now for the Bullfrogs. Watches the first one go by for a strike, for a ball. It was well inside. Has the neon orange batting gloves on. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch, misses all of it, 1-1. The 1-1 offering from McKay, swing and a miss, strike 2. That moves kept to 1-2. 2 outs on the board, nobody on here in the top of the 8th. Bullfrogs trail by 2. Kenosha Kingfish just one of 2 teams, 0-2 on the season, trying to get that first win. Of course, that's just the South Division. As the 1-2 pitch comes in, Penner gets a solid connection on it. That ball bounces and hits somebody. Hopefully they're all right over there. So the count will stay at 1-2, 2 outs, nobody on. Penner came in with a .250 batting average with 3 RBIs and a home run. All 3 of those RBIs coming in the home opener. The 1-2 pitch fools Penner, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Bullfrogs go down in order, 1, 2, 3. They trail the Kenosha Kingfish 6-8. They'll come back to the bottom of the 8th after this. You're listening to the Bullfrog Radio Network, WOCO 1071.
You discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative where many of the services are low cost or no cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecourt Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Simmons Field here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Bullfrogs trail the Kenosha Kingfish 6-8 in a big top baseball showdown. On the mound for the Bullfrogs will stay Anthony Eglin. Behind the plate will stay Brad Hamilton. Bullfrogs with 5 hits on the day to Kenosha's 6. Kenosha had a 6-run bottom of the 3rd, and the Bullfrogs had a 4-run top of the 5th. They managed 1 run in the top of the 2nd and a run in the top of the 5th as well. And Kenosha had 2 in the bottom of the 5th. So leading off for the Kenosha Kingfish will be Connor Doyle, the center fielder. Comes into the at-bat. 0 for 1 on the day. He's been walked 3 times on the evening. First pitch he sees is a ball inside. 1-0. Connor Doyle, out of the University of San Diego, takes a hefty cut at the 1-0 pitch, misses it. 1-1. Doyle comes into the contest batting 167, trying to get his first hit of the ball game. He's been walked 3 times. Off-speed pitch, runs high and inside. 2-1. Some fans, solid amount of fans, that stuck around for the later innings of this ball game. The Kingfish lead the Bullfrogs here 8-6. 2-1 pitch finds the strike zone, evens out 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slight breeze here tonight, not windy at all. The first game that the Bullfrogs have played that is not windy. Home opener was deafening winds. I had to close my window as you couldn't hear me broadcast the amount of wind that we had there. 2-2 pitch comes across. It's a swing and a miss and a strikeout for Anthony Eglin. That's his second in a Bullfrogs uniform.
The second baseman, number 11.
And so that will bring up Mike Madej. Madej on the day is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Was walked in the first and third innings. Came into the game batting .286 as an RBI to his name. So he digs in. Anthony Eglin stands in and delivers. First pitch that Madej sees is low and in the dirt, 1-0. Madej out of Purdue University. Just a freshman, switch hitter. Something you don't see every day here nowadays. 1-0 pitch is well high and away. 2-0. That one got away from Eglin. It's the third game that Madej has started for the Kingfish. Was previously the only batter to hit a home run coming into the game. Of course, we saw a belting home run from a Kingfish earlier in this one from Banger. And that one finds the inside corner for a strike. 2-1. 1 out up on the board. Nobody on here. In the bottom of the 8th. Bullfrogs trying to get out of this one unscathed to give themselves a shot in the 9th. They'll be led off that by their cleanup hitter, Zach Plunkett, who's still looking for his first hit. So that one's outside, close to the strike zone there. The previous 2 balls were well away. That one just outside. Moves the count to 3-1. Madej likely swinging for the fences here. Swung on, slow grounder to the shortstop. Pleschner, long throw to first, not in time. That'll go down as a base hit. Pleschner a little slow getting off on that one. It was well to his right. He has to run over to it, scoop it up, and throw the ball all the way across the field off balance. It wasn't in time, and it wouldn't have mattered as Pinner couldn't handle the scoop either. But nonetheless, the Kingfish now with a runner over at first with just 1 out up on the board. And that's going to bring up their designated hitter as well, Tyler Polson. Polson on the day managed a 2 RBI single. Got all the way over to second on it as the throw was made home. Nonetheless, he was pumped, to say the least, when he slid in second. Got the stands riled up as well as his bench. Those were the first runs of the game for the Kingfish, which would go on to be a 6th inning, bottom of the 3rd. Swing and a miss at the first pitch he sees. 0-1. The 0-1 offering. Low and in the dirt. Hamilton nearly couldn't find it, but it was right at his feet. The runner over at first stays there cleanly. And Madej. Tyler Paulson up to bat for the Kingfish. That one comes by for a strike. 1-2. Paulson on the season came in batting .222. This is his 3rd game starting for the Kingfish. Posted an RBI single. Most recently, runner takes off from first. And it's a bad throw, and the runner slides in safely to second. He's going for third. The throw to third. Not in time. And just like that, 90 feet away, the Kingfish have a runner. So it was nearly a throw him out, strike him out, but Brad Hamilton's throw not on target. It was there in time, but It hit off the batter in Madej. He notices that no one's going to get there in time. Sprints over to third, slides in, and the throw from Plesner's not on time or on target. And just like that, Kingfish now with a runner at third, 2 outs up on the board. And that will bring up Manasseh. Manasseh 0 for 3 on the night. Swings at that one. Fouls away left side. Manasseh 0 for 4 on the night, rather, as he grounded out to the second baseman in the 6th. So a 1-2 count here, runner at third. That one swung away. Fouled away left side. Those standing in front of the dugout nearly got a mouthful of a baseball there. Of course, it was the Kingfish dugout over on the third base side. Nonetheless, the count will remain 1-2. Manasseh stands in. Eglin delivers. That one swung on, and that one's fouled away. Hot shot left side. You're standing on the third base side. Be careful, unless you got a mid out there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out up on the board. Runner 90 feet away at third. Madej takes his lead at third. Eglin stands in, glances at Madej, comes home. That one well inside and gets away from Hamilton as well, and that will be a run for the Kingfish as well. They extend their lead 9-6. A little bit of a cushion now for the Kingfish here in the bottom of the 8th. They lead now 9-6. That one got away from Anthony Eglin. He's pitched very solidly since coming in. But that one was too far to the right for Hamilton to handle. It goes back, gets all the way in the corner of the track here in the backstop, and there was no shot at that home. 2-2 pitch swung on, and it looked like that could have been fielded by the third baseman, Ben Challey. It just hops over his glove there. Will be awarded a base hit. It would have been a tough play for Challey to make. Again, hit off of that lip of the infield grass, and he was unable to handle that one. And so a runner at first now for the Kingfish. Derek Pingert up to bat. He's the guy that hit the 3-run shot earlier in the bottom of the third. First pitch he sees right across the plate for a strike. 0-1. 1 out up on the board, and a runner standing safely at first. The 0-1 offering. Right across the plate. 0-2. So just like that, if the Bullfrogs had any momentum, that might have squandered it there. A run in the bottom of the 8th. They're down by 3 now. Now instead of just needing to get one runner on, they're going to need 2. That one nearly got away from Hamilton. Solid block there. As Eglin is trying to get out of this inning for the Bullfrogs. He's 2 outs away. The Frogs do have a right-hander warming up out there. And the bullpen, pending if the Bullfrogs do manage to get some runs in the top of the 9th. But the Kingfish aren't ready to get there yet. Binger stands in. The delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And there were 2 outs up on the board. And so that will be the third one. And so that will do it for the 8th. It's a wild pitch that gets a run across for the Kenosha Kingfish. And they lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs 9-6. You're listening to the 107.1 WOCO Sports Radio. Stay tuned for the 9th inning. Let's see if the Bullfrogs got anything left in them.
In Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West is the ideal location for your American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to historic Simmons Field here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight. Green Bay Bullfrogs trying to play rally here. They trail the Kenosha Kingfish 9-6. And it's going to have to start off the bat of Zach Plunkett, the designated hitter. 0 for 4 in the night. Swings at the 1-0 pitch. It's a hot shot grounder over to first base. And it's an easy play for Derek Bingert. He picks it up, jogs on over, stomps on the bag, and the Kenosha Kingfish 2 outs away from their first win of the season. That'll bring up David Mayberry, the right fielder. Mayberry out of Daytona State University. Very solid player. That one, swing and a miss. And excuse me, just a little bit of a foul tip there. And the umpire is going to go and give the ball to the pitcher and have a few words with him. Pitcher, of course, Bill McKay. He's pitched a very solid game since coming in for the Kingfish. The trainer is going to come out and talk with the catcher there and might have nipped him there. Hands on the hips. The trainer's talking to him. The coach goes and talks to him. Nonetheless, 2 outs away are the Kingfish away from getting their first win in the season. They're going to have to get past Mayberry and then Kyle Bino, who's on deck. And if they get on base, Ben Hart will be behind them. Nonetheless, if they can't get it, some runs across here, they're going to face off again tomorrow in the rematch. The 0-1. Swung on, found away, right into the dirt. Count will stay at 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Bullfrogs trail here 9-6 in the top of the 9th inning. They've posted 5 hits on the night to the Kenosha Kingfish 8. An error apiece for the teams. 0-2 offering, swing and a miss. That's the 3rd strikeout of the night from Mayberry. And that's the 2nd out up on the board. So the Kenosha Kingfish 1 out away from their first victory of the season. It was just a matter of time here on game 3 of 72. So after this one, 69 more games to go. It's a long season. About a week or 2 from now, it'll be a completely, nearly at least, completely different roster for most teams as they get their full-time guys in, and the temporary guys will go out to their different leagues, maybe get picked up by other teams. As a 1-0 pitch is grounded right side, that'll be a base hit there for Ben Challey. Excuse me. Yes, Kyle Bino, rather. That's his 2nd base hit of the game. And so now the tying run is on deck for the Bullfrogs, and that will bring up Ben Challey, the 3rd baseman. Challey, so far in this one, still looking for his first hit. 0 for 3, got walked in the 6th. Would come around to score. Watch the first one go by for a ball. If he can get on base here, we've seen Ben Hart show his power. He's had a triple and a double this season on opening day for the Bullfrogs. However, Chally takes a hefty swing at the 1-0 pitch and misses it. Kenosha now 2 strikes away. 1-1 count, 2 out. Runner at first, top of the 9th. Kenosha 1 out of way. McKay looks over at first and delivers the 1-1. Swung on, it's a slow grounder to second base. McKay scoops it up, throws to first in time, and the Kenosha Kingfish win their first game of the season. Kenosha Kingfish move to 1-2 on the year, and the Green Bay Bullfrogs drop to 1-2 on the year. We'll step aside. We'll be back for a quick recap post-game show. But the final here in Kenosha. Kenosha Kingfish 9, Green Bay Bullfrogs 6. Stay tuned. You're listening to 1071 WOCO.
This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts. Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Their second loss in a row here on this 4-game road trip. Hello and welcome back to Simmons Field here, historic Simmons Field, and all things have finished up here in Kenosha. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Bullfrogs dropped their second game in a row, game 2 of this 4-game road trip. They'll be back here tomorrow night to face off against Kenosha in the rematch game. Of course, they split the series against the Woodchucks this last time out, and we'll look to do that again tomorrow, I guarantee it. It came off of some good pitching at times. Some other times they struggled. Really, it all goes down to that bottom of the 3rd inning. The Bullfrogs let up 6 runs go by, largely due to many walks. We saw the 6th inning come 4 walks from the Bullfrogs. Rather, 5 walks from the Bullfrogs before they finally got out of it. They would go on to post 4 in the top of the 5th to put themselves back in the ball game, but a run in the bottom of the 8th really took away all of the momentum that the Bullfrogs had, got back from it, and they fall to the Kenosha Kingfish 9-6. But they'll be back tomorrow to face off against them, as mentioned, at 7:05. You can catch all the action on this radio station on 1071 and, of course, on the WOCO live web stream on YouTube. Your Aurora Baycare player of the game for the Bullfrogs, I think you have to go out and give it to Brad Hamilton. Hamilton managed an RBI, 2 RBIs, and some base hits as well throughout the contest. So Brad Hamilton, the only returning player from this Bullfrogs roster, will be your first of the season Aurora Baycare player of the game. He played catcher today, caught a pretty good game as well. But nonetheless, the final score here in Green Bay, 6-9. Before we step away, we will go through your Northwoods League scores here throughout the Northwoods League. We'll start off here. If I can click on scoreboard on my notes here. At the top of the 9th, the Duluth Huskies trail the Waterloo Bucks 6-7. Duluth got back into that game. Of course, your final here in Green Bay, Green Bay Bullfrogs drop the game 6-9. The Lakeshore Chinooks beat out the Madison Mallards 13-0 today. Wisconsin Woodchucks trail the Rockford Rivets, who were previously 0-2. They will get their first win of the game, pending the Woodchucks don't put up 6 here in the top of the ninth. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors lose to the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. Dock Spiders now 2-1 on their first season in the Northwoods League. And the Bismarck Larks get their second win of the season as well. They moved to 7 and they beat the Thunder Bay Border Cats 7-6. The Wilmar Stingers beat the Eau Claire Express 5-3. Rochester Hunkers drop a game from the St. Cloud Rocks 12-0. The La Crosse Loggers lose to the Mankato Moondogs 5-2. And the Battle Creek Bombers beat out the Kalamazoo Growlers Michigan Battle 6-3. That will just about do it here in Kenosha for tonight. Tune in tomorrow, 7 o'clock. The Bullfrogs take on in the rematch game. It'll all be here on 107.1 WOCO. Thanks for lending your ears, whether you're in your cars or your homes. Thanks for tuning in with me. We'll be back tomorrow. Stay tuned. Good night.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6. And we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brewpub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
That has been Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WLCO Stereo FM. Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Saskatchewan, and Anderson, the NIW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and with Piggly Wiggly, also by American Inn, Brewpub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing. Stay tuned for more Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on 107.1 WOCO Stereo FM. Have a great day.